What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Codex Stations Comics Unleashed, the After Dark version. Get ready for a great show tonight. I'm your host today, Sal the Slab Guy. Down below me is the Ric Flair of comics right there.
Woo!
Right next to him, oh, I've got that point wrong, is Dan the Kelly Art. And of course, we have a special guest star with us tonight. It is Travis from Comics Limited. How you guys doing today?
Great.
Doing all right. In the
Fantastic.
process of rebagging and boarding my my run of West Coast Avengers.
Nice. Nice.
Hell, but
It's a worthy goal.
yeah. And Gary, Gary spent the day at a con.
Yeah.
I've been
He's
up
got a
21.
stack.
I've been up about 21. Well, not really 21 straight hours because I just got an hour nap. So I'm on fumes, man.
Do you have a secret code word for us for your showcase? Or
Tired.
not yet? Tired?
Mausoleum of Darkness.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I gotta think on that one.
Yeah. We'll have to guess the title on that, Travis. So that's your hint. That is your hint.
Mausoleum of Darkness.
Mausoleum of Darkness.
That
Yeah,
kind of
you-
sounds like where you'd like to go right now to take a nap.
Sounds like it.
Look, I slept hard. That's stupid. Look, the alarm went off at 10:22. I said, "Oh hell no!" And I'm
Dan, you got the
hurting.
chat? You got the
What's
chat
that?
tonight? Dan, I'm texting Dan.
Oh,
You got the
yeah.
chat? Okay. Just
I
making
need
sure.
to get out of full screen for that, don't
If you want, if you wish.
I? Oh, here we go.
All right. John's Comic with Kids. What's up? How you doing, buddy?
Hopefully,
Hey, John.
the people are asleep. They might hear some stuff that they might not need to hear.
Or want to hear.
Absolutely. Yeah,
We
maybe.
passed the
Maybe.
2-minute mark, so.
Oh man.
Now, why don't you introduce our special guest tonight?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You know what? You're right. We're going to start with this guy right over here. This is Travis. Travis from Comics Limited. You can find him on Instagram. You can find him on YouTube, and you can also find him on Whatnot. I will throw those links in the chat, but I did not grab the Whatnot link yet, so I'll grab that a little bit later. But Travis, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey, well, I'm Travis Comics Limited. I
I'm-
started
put
YouTube.
You're full screen, baby.
Make me big. I'm here. So a few years ago, a good friend of mine, you guys might know him, Big Me McFly, the comic guy.
Yeah.
He and I have known each other for a very long time, almost probably close to 35 years.
Wow.
And so he was he was like, hey, you need to do a YouTube channel with all the comics and stuff you've been picking up and things like that. I'm like, a YouTube channel, really? And so that's how this kind of all came together. I was selling comics on when the market went way up. I had a bunch of stuff that I could sell, so I got right into it and started selling on eBay. And then I kept taking short videos and sending them to Brian. Hey, I got this book. This book. He goes, man, this is great eBay YouTube content. You need to get on YouTube. So I got on YouTube. That's kind of how I became Comics Limited. I do have a website, comicslimited.com as well. It's not in the links because I haven't done a lot with it, but it is out there. I started selling on Whatnot I did it 2 years ago. And then didn't do anything for a year. And then I picked it up again about midsummer this last summer, just because, as you can see, these boxes behind me. Now, people might think, "Hey, that you got a great collection. That's a big collection." No, this is the store. This is the stuff for sale. My collection's not even in my office. So this is the store. And so
Wow.
I have a lot of books in here that I have available to sell for myself. And so but I kind of it kind of became a big thing for a while. And then I've been reading comics since I was 11 years old. I think I got my very first comic that I got from a grandparent was an Iron Man comic. Iron Man I want to say 126 or 127, something around that time, around that era.
You
And
still
then-
have it.
I have a copy of it.
Okay.
I don't have that one because I being with Brian with Big B. If you know him, he's owned a couple comic shops. We bought and sold and traded comics all the way through all over the last 35 years back and forth. So, I would have something. One of the very first comics I ever traded with him was X-Men 175 because I'd never read it. And my first spinner rack comic was X-Men 210. That's the one where they're all on the cover right after the fall of the Mutant Massacre.
Mhm.
And so that was the first spinner rack comic I ever bought. Second one was DP7, and the third one was X Factor 14, the cover where Master Mold has Cyclops in his hand and he's shooting him with the optic blast, and it's a Walter Simonson blue pink cover that's just going crazy. Anyway, so that's a little bit of my comic book history. I've always been an X-Men fan, as you'll see tonight as I go through the books that I'll talk about.
Nice.
And then one of my pickups I got to do this week because so I work for my local LCS. I manage their website. So if you ever go on iLikeComicsShop.com and check that out, that website I'm co-original designer and now manage that site. And for tonight's show, because it is my LCS and we're going to be talking about new comics, I wanted to this is a pin that's from the shop.
Nice.
Nice.
So I put it on my hat for a opportunity to shout him out. Chris is a good friend of mine. In fact, the shop was started with, he bought the shop from Brian when Brian sold the shop. So, and that was, there's a little bit of more in between to that, but you guys don't need to know that story. And so I work for Chris in the shop, and then he was like, "Hey, we're trying to get a new website." And I have a lot of tech background. I've been doing that for 25 years. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I also sell on Whatnot, and I have a couple shows. So if you look me up on Whatnot, Travvic1138 on Whatnot is my handle on Whatnot.
Okay.
And I mean, I do really inexpensive sales. And they're not necessarily cheap books, but they're definitely inexpensive sales.
Yep.
And then also I have an eBay store too that's hopping. It's got about 50 books right now, and it's going. So
Nice.
those are all the places you can find me.
Nice. Awesome. I actually did watch your I was watching your Comics with Coffee or Coffee with Comics. Yep. On Whatnot the last Thursday, I think.
Yeah.
So that is awesome. Let's go ahead and get back to
real
here.
quick, just want to say hi to everyone in the
Crap.
chat. Hello to the Booge, the Talking Geek, and Pam, and
Yes.
Unhinged. So Unhinged says listen while I'm drawing. So what are you drawing? Let us know.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Tell us. All right, so let's go ahead and get some other business out of the way. My name's Sal the Slab Guy. You can always find me on YouTube under Sal's Comic Corner or Instagram as the Slab Guy 77. Dan, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you at? And then introduce that guy next to you.
What's up, Adam? Thank you. You can find me on Instagram at Dan Kelly Art.
Yep.
You always know, post a few times a week. I just got some sketch covers that were commissioned that I finished up that I'll be posting soon.
Dan Kelly Art right here, people.
There you
Dan Kelly Art.
So
there you go.
What's up?
I got some Dan Kelly art to show in my stuff, so
It's
I'll
that
show it
pretty
later.
yellow label and everything. Dan Kelly, one of a kind. I'm the only one that has this book right here because that man right there made it for me.
Yes.
So go check it out. I'm probably gonna post something, I guess, on Monday, just saying like, hey, everything. You want to buy some Christmas gifts for some friends, some family, give them some original artwork. So I'll say all the prints I have, $10. All the original art that's already done, $20. Most of the sketch covers are spoken for, but there is a few that I've posted up there that are not. So I'll let those go for $20 too, plus shipping for all the stuff too. I'll throw a sketch card and a sticker and stuff in each thing too. So lowering the prices, get some money for me for Christmas, and get some Christmas gifts for you to give to loved ones or not so loved ones. I don't care. Just buy my stuff.
Dan, you can't sell those sketch covers for that cheap, man. They're too good. You need to sell them for more.
Well, they're normally priced for more. This is just a Christmas
Okay.
sale. So
All right. Okay.
have your money become my money that I can then turn into comic books that I will show off here. So really think of it this way. You will be helping me create content for the
For
state.
you.
You
Yeah.
can't go wrong there.
You want to talk about content, great content that we get. No one gives it better to us than this guy right here. The diamond ring wearing, Rolex wearing, limousine riding, wheeling dealing, styling and profiling, son of a gun. He spends more money in comics in a week than you make in a year. It's the Ric Flair of comics, the
Woo!
master, the curator of the library of comics. That's Uncle Gary.
Thank you.
Right there.
Thank you for that. You know, with what I just bought tonight, I think we jumped from 60,000 to 61,000 books. So we are,
I saw. Are you going to show all those off tonight?
hell, I don't know. Let's see if I get that far in the show. I was up at 5 this morning, just caught a quick hour nap after a ride, 3-hour ride each way to Lehigh, Pennsylvania. My good buddy Damian Hill from Warthog Comics. Go see him online. He is all the fellas here. Dan and Sal know him, have bought books from him. He is my personal comic dealer. So we had a good time with the Lehigh.
Did Damien? Did he do well today?
Did Damien do well? Within a half hour, he sold a book for $7,000. So
wow.
I'd say that made the drive worth it.
Yeah.
7,200 cash. Cash
Oh
money.
wow, what was it?
It was a 9.2 little book, Hulk 181 or something, you know.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
9.2.
Wow,
Talking
so he
pieces,
sold the
puppy.
second appearance of Wolverine for that much.
He sold the first full appearance of Wolverine, is what he said. Yeah, that is the second appearance, though. The first appearance just doesn't make that much money, but
Yeah.
he sold that. So anyway, it was a good day. I'm running on fumes, so if I nod off during the segment, I apologize, fellas. But
All right.
if you want to see me, you come see me at Comic Logic, baby. We are Loudoun County, Virginia's only comic book store. You can see us. You can see me, Mighty Mike Harbor, Rob Kalin, our principal owner. If you come in on Wednesdays at 11, we will be there to meet you, to greet you. We're getting our 4-color ink. We're getting it pumped in these veins. And I've told you before, baby, reading comic books makes you strong. Because you start out, you're just lifting a book. Then the next thing you know, you're lifting a stack. Then you're lifting short boxes. You're lifting long boxes. Next thing you know, you are jacked and you are packed. Comic books make you strong, baby. Also do some push-ups.
Yeah.
Don't forget those. Don't forget those. So, you know, you be like me. 3 days a week, I do 420 push-ups in a half an hour. You can do it too. So that and reading comics make you very strong. And I'm an old man. I'm 60. So if I can do it, you can do it.
What's up, Tim?
Damn.
Glad to see you here.
Hey,
Good to see you online, buddy.
absolutely. And also we want to give some love to the Comic Character of the Day site. And usually I'll post the cover of the day on that site. Archduke Kevy founded that site. I have no idea who the character of the day is. I have been in transit all day, in transit and wheeling and dealing all day. So I don't know. Usually I will post the cover of the day. Dan always posts a great random panel of the day that is usually some of the greatest out of context comic art you have ever seen in your life.
Yep.
And also he posts a great question of the day. And Sal is always there making sure that we are giving you the content that you deserve. Comic Character of the Day. And Kevin also started a new site, a safe space for people to go talk
Right.
if they're having issues. What is it Safe Space?
It's called Safe Space. Yep.
Safe Space. Look at that right there. You know, even on fumes, I'm still resonating in the cranium.
Yes.
So go visit that site where Kevin is doing the work of angels on that site. But
Yes.
let's move on. And speaking of angels,
See, there
we
you
have
go.
one right up here. Sal, the slab guy. He is coming to you live from the Slabatorium, where he has the slabs on the wall. He has them at his feet. He is surrounded. He has encased himself in a room full of slabs. So our one, our only, our man that is running the hot buttons tonight, Sal, the slab guy, live at the Slabatorium.
And don't
Well,
forget,
thank-
Gary, if you fall asleep, it's okay because, as we know, Sal's just lurking in the bushes outside. He'll be able to come in and shake you awake.
Well, look, Sal doesn't fall for that anymore.
Yeah.
Because when Sal comes to shake me awake and I grab him and embrace him and wrestle around on the floor with him, he's decided he doesn't like that anymore.
Gets a little too
a
touchy. if you
trap.
ask me. It's a trap.
It's a trap. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tim, that's definitely a Christmas movie. Die Hard is 100%
Oh, yeah.
a Christmas
All right.
movie.
Real quick, everybody's favorite Christmas movies. Go clockwise, Sal.
Ooh.
Wow. I'm gonna go with Die Hard. Die Hard's a great Christmas movie.
That's your favorite Christmas movie?
I guess I'm gonna have to go with action-wise. Yeah, I like the original Christmas Story. I like the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation one, so we'll go with that.
What about you, Travis?
I'm going to be a softie and say Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh,
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay, Rudolph was just re-aired last night. NBC had it. They've got the rights to it. It's 60th year. I was born in 1964. Rudolph first aired in 1964. But I think did you see where I posted?
Yep.
Yeah.
I had the original booklet. Rudolph's first appearance, as it were, was in 1939. It was a Montgomery Ward's giveaway book. They used to give out coloring books to families, to give to the kids for free, and they wanted to try something different. And one of their employees, Robert L. May, told a story that he would tell his daughter about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer that he had created. They made it into a booklet. They handed it out in 1939. It became so popular that they kept giving it out. And then the song by Johnny Marks, did the song. And then it just took off from there. And in 1964, they made the show. But I have that original 1939 pamphlet or booklet.
Nice.
And it's been in the family since 1939. My mother's family. So, it's cool to have possession of that. But Rudolph is a great choice. I applaud that choice.
Yep.
Yeah, Gary. Rick Flag was the character of the day today.
Yep.
Rick Flag. All right.
All right, Dan. How about you?
Well, I was going to say, Gary, what's yours?
Oh, okay, Gary. What's your favorite ones?
Okay. Mine, I am a big fan of Charles Dickens. I love A Christmas Carol.
Mm.
My
Yep.
favorite version was a TV version. And there's a lot of people I know that this is their top pick too, like Mike and Chris Schwartzlander. And it's the 1984 TV version. And Scrooge was played by George C. Scott.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
It is phenomenal. And it was the first time that Scrooge was played by a more heavy-set man and not a thin, spindly man. And it is magnificent. George C. Scott, Oscar-winning actor, brought such gravitas to this role. And he was so believable. What was wonderful was his believability when he transformed into, the spirit of Christmas. And it's fantastic. All the acting across the board was amazing. Special shout out to Edward Woodard, who was in the TV show The Equalizer back in the late 80s and 90s. He played the ghost of Christmas Present, and he talked serious cash shit to Scrooge. The way he would echo his words back to him, the sarcasm just dripping off of him. He was magnificent. But that and the Ghost of Christmas Future was frightening as hell in that movie. So that if you haven't seen it, I recommend 1984, A Christmas Carol with George C. Scott. Have any of you seen that?
I have seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you? Have you seen that?
I haven't. No.
Oh, very, very much worth watching. It's not Christmas for me if I don't watch that. And on a little side TV note too, Charlie Brown Christmas is pretty
Oh
much.
yeah, gotta go.
Can't go
Yeah.
wrong with that. Can't go wrong with
Absolutely.
that.
And the
not.
music. And the music.
I've seen the Muppets: A Christmas Carol.
That is
A classic.
that is Chris Schwartzlander's co-favorite. Those two Christmas carols. He loves.
I think I saw something that I thought was funny. It said the reason that Tim Curry and Michael Caine were both great in their Muppet movies was because they both treated the roles completely different. Michael Caine went into it was like, I'm going to treat this as all these Muppets are. I'm going to treat this as serious business and act like these are all other real life actors, and this is the most serious thing ever, which makes his role great in it. And Tim Curry did the opposite, which is I'm going to act like I'm a Muppet too. in the Muppet movie that he was in. So
Yeah.
he was great for completely different reasons. As for my favorite Christmas movie, I'm going to have to go with the absolute classic Bad Santa.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I'll be honest, like I don't really care for serious sentimental Christmas movies. My top 3 is Bad Santa, Elf, and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
See, and I respect that. I love Bad Santa, and I saw it in the theater. See it every
me
year.
too.
We had a friend over a couple years ago with
Oh,
Diane,
Mm.
and we were watching Bad Santa. You know, we had it where I could get it on demand, but it was a version that had been edited, and we said, "Oh no, we can't do this." So I went and paid for the damn thing. It was free, right on demand, but I went and purchased it so we could watch it with all the cuss words, because that movie without the cuss words is nowhere near as good. Nowhere near as good. So I love Bad Santa, but I'm also a fan of the Smalts and the nostalgia. And next week, my lovely redheaded wife Diane and I will be going to the Alamo, and I'll see on the big screen for the first time ever It's a Wonderful Life, and I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, nice.
See, and I'm like the outlier on it. I watched that movie and I absolutely hated it. I hated the main character.
You're not the outlier. Mike hates it too. But
I just watched it and I was like, stop being such a whiny little bitch this entire time.
But you know what? There are people like me that are whiny little bitches and like that. So I'm a whiny little bitch, and I like it, and I'm a sap, and I'm a wuss, and I'm a pussy. But I'm gonna watch that movie, and I'm gonna watch it with joy next week. And
Yeah, and you're
I'm
going to see it in one of the best theaters ever. I love the Alamo,
Yeah.
especially the one in Ashburn, Virginia, which I haven't been to since 2019. But it
So-
was.
So are you local then? Are you?
Nope.
Okay, so
I'm in Vancouver, Washington. I'm all the way on the other side of the world from you.
because I'm going to see it in Ashburn, Virginia, baby.
Yeah. Well, I saw your shop is in Ashburn.
That's right. So that's
my
what I'm gonna see it.
the headquarters for my network operations center that I work for is actually in Ashburn.
So you
Very
come
cool.
down occasionally?
I haven't been there since 2019. There's not really a travel budget for us right now. So
Okay. Well, if you get down in this area, you make sure you reach out to us. We'd love to see you in
Oh,
person.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
These fellas are in Maryland, so they're not too far away either.
Right. That's right. That's right. Hey, let's not forget the classic Bill Murray Scrooge movie. I love that one.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
that's
great.
why I said Scrooged was. you
Yeah.
know. And we can't forget the, since we were talking Star Wars earlier, we can't forget the classic Star Wars Christmas special.
Oh, I was trying to forget
Is
that.
that Christmas or is that Life? I thought that was Life Day. We call it.
Santa Claus knockers the mark. Tim, why do you? I feel like you told me at one point, Tim, why you don't like Elf, but why do you not like Elf? That's such a great movie.
I don't know.
Look, I have a wide berth of Santa things. Now, Dan, you like the Charlie Brown Christmas special?
I do. I love Charlie Brown. I love all the Charlie.
You're
Brown.
letting your sap, you're letting your little smaltzy side show on that. Now that's not an edgy
So,
piece of
Pam
Christmas.
Pam made a reference to Heat Miser. That was from the Island of Misfit Toys. Was Heat Miser?
No, I thought wasn't Heat Miser from Santa Claus is Coming to Town or one of those?
Yeah, but I think he was related to that Island of Misfit Toys. I really thought it was.
Oh, how
He
can you
hates
hate
it with a
Elf?
passion.
It's so
Oh.
good.
All right, Tim. There we go, Boosh. There we go. All right, folks. Let's go ahead and kick to the live show. We're done with the pre-show. We're gonna throw on some groovy bass tones, and we'll see you all guys in about 45 seconds.
Will Tim
All right.
get to hear the groovy bass tones?
Tim will get to hear the groovy bass tones.
Because he won't stay if he doesn't get to hear those.
I know it's groovy bass tones time. All right, see you in 45. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Codex Station's Comics Unleashed, the After Dark special, late Saturday night. Welcome to the show. I'm your host today, Sal the Slab Guy. Down below me is the Ric Flair of comics.
Woo!
Right next to him, on this side of him, is Dan the Kelly Art. And of course, we've got a special guest star right there tonight, Travis from Comics Limited. How you guys doing?
Hey, doing awesome.
Doing
We ready
great.
to go over some polls?
Where do you say you're based out of, Travis?
Vancouver, Washington. It's right across from Portland, Oregon.
Now, there's a thing in Portland, Oregon. I mean, since we were just
Don't say that about the Archduke. He's not a thing.
I don't know if I don't know how big it is over there. It's a Kickstarter that I backed, God, years and years ago, and I hope to go to it one day. This place called Movie Madness, that's in Portland.
Oh, Movie Madness. It was a video store that's had been around forever and ever and ever. I think they still, I think the Kickstarter was to keep them open, right?
Yeah, because I backed it a long time ago because I love video stores and have an affinity for them and wish that we still had them. And that one's got, 900,000 movies, and they've got a theater there too. And I backed it and I got the t-shirt, but I was like, man, I hope I get to go there one day just to go and be like, hey, I helped donate money so that you could keep this open.
Yeah, I can't tell you if they're still open or not because I don't go to Portland very often because
they're still
it's
open.
Portland. But they're right up the street from Excalibur Comics, one of the largest one of the oldest comic book stores in Portland.
All right, very good.
Well,
They're on the same street, Hawthorne. So
Well, Portland and Vancouver, how much distance is between them?
well, so there's the Columbia River,
Right.
and there's a bridge, and the other one side is Vancouver, the other side is basically Portland.
Okay. For some reason, I thought that Vancouver was more northernly in the state of Washington.
Nope, it's right. It literally you cross the I-5 bridge into
And you're
Vancouver.
right there. Wow.
Mhm. So both major highways go straight through Vancouver up to north. I mean, there's Vancouver, Canada, right? That's north of us. And
Okay, maybe.
they like to claim their name early, but they have to go by Vancouver, BC. We just go by Vancouver because we were here first. I mean, we were named first. Captain Vancouver's ship docked at where Vancouver is now. So
those Canadians are Johnny come latelys.
yeah, pretty much.
All right. So we can go ahead and jump to what we got this week. And Travis, since you're our guest star, you may go first and show us what you got this week.
Okay. Well,
Show us your stuff.
I got
Show us
a
stuff.
bunch of
Hold on.
stuff today.
Let's make it big screen. Let's make it big screen. Hang on. There you go.
Sounds good. I'm going to go ahead and swap over so I can have my other camera
Okay.
on the screen so you can see where I'm going to show my books.
There you
Right
go.
there. This is if you guys are familiar with any of my YouTube stuff, this is the place that I do all my YouTube videos actually. So I'm gonna start with DC, and I haven't read most of this stuff yet because I'm so I work on my back. I work a week behind, so I can't speak too much of this stuff. Although I did pick up Silent Night special bagged edition. So there's number one.
Do you know why it's bagged?
No, is it because it's got a bad thing on the cover?
No, it's a scratch and sniff cover.
Oh, is this the script? Okay, great. Well, that's awesome. I was hoping I was going to get that one.
Yeah,
So
because
that's awesome.
I was joking around with the guys in the shop when I asked them what it smelled like, and someone was like, I don't know, cinnamon or something. And I went, yeah, it smells like disappointment when you realize you spent $10 on it.
It is a fun cover. It's a good cover underneath that. So I will say that.
Oh no, we can't hear you right now. Did you mute yourself? Hold on. You're not muted on our end.
The bag, I will say, the bag on it that's like the
Not yet.
wrapping, super cool.
Yeah, it does look cool.
It
I haven't
makes
heard
me-
you yet, Travis. You're still mute.
He wants privacy when he scratches and sniffs.
Yeah, he wants some privacy. Hold on.
It makes me wish they actually had wrapping paper like that you could buy.
Nothing yet.
Here's Chris.
There we go. I'm back.
There.
Okay.
You're back.
Wow.
That was like
was crazy.
corn.
Mr.
Well,
IT
listen.
fixes it again.
We understand you wanted privacy when you were scratching and sniffing. That's just fine. They don't need to know that. You take your time.
Here's issue 2.
Yep.
I like the cover; it just popped out at me. Plus, I bought all 4 issues last year too, and then gave them away as part of a giveaway during the holiday season last year on
nice.
on stream.
That's
So,
cool.
they had I think this is the 3rd printing of Absolute Batman #1, and I thought this cover was so fine and sweet. I had to pick it up.
Look at those fat wheels.
I know, it's so awesome. I mean,
Fat
you know, but again, it's the whole feeling of Batman. And my daughter's like, "Why is he so jacked?" And I was like, because
he reads comics. Because he
reads comics. There we go. And then you know what? I have to say, out of all these Absolute titles, Absolute Wonder Woman is my favorite.
Me too. Me too.
It's freaking amazing.
Dan doesn't like it, but I was like, I love that book. Yeah.
I read issue 2 last week. I already read issue 2, and oh my gosh, I was floored. I love the mythos that they're building in it. I think it's a really interesting mythos, and I think it's pretty cool. I'm about 6 weeks behind in Batman just because, but I am picking up the Chip Zdarsky run of Batman. And I'm going to disagree with the people the haters out there that said they made him a simp and all this all that crap. I didn't think that at all. I felt like Chip Zdarsky finally did something with Batman that no one else was willing to do, which was, hey, we're going to defund Batman and we're going to make it harder for him to do what he has to do. And then we're going to make it light. And what he ended up doing with the whole storyline up to the point that I've read, he brought the family back together. And I thought that was pretty amazing, because that's what was that was the key part of what I felt was the key part of Snyder's run.
How you really feel?
Was
Chris?
That's awesome! Yeah. Okay,
I agree with you, man. I dig Zdarsky's run. I don't really get the hate for it. I've liked it. The only thing I don't like is that they gave him a damn robot hand. And then they've never mentioned it or done anything with that since. They kind of had it one time where they alluded to him having it, but they've never done anything with that storyline. How do you not acknowledge that?
Didn't he get a flesh hand again though? Didn't he get a flesh hand somehow again? I can't remember.
Well, might be spoilers for me, because I just got to issue 150 and I'm like, this is 155, so I'm a little bit behind on that one. So I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, like you get a nose job, you got a hand job.
That is definitely a late night show. Yeah.
That's what we're here for, baby.
That's why it's after dark.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull the DC down, and I'm going to go move over to Marvel.
Now let me ask you this: you're reading Batman. Are you reading Detective Comics as well?
I'm not actually. I have to limit myself. I can't buy everything, and it bothers me. But I haven't been reading Detective. Is it good?
I'm not putting that up, Chris. Damn. I said it many times on here. The Ram V run that just ended. 2 issues ago. I hated it. It drug on for so long. But the last 2 issues was 1090, and then the one that came out last week, 1091. That's the new creative team for this DC All In. Absolutely loved the first 2 issues. The writing is great. The artwork is beautiful. The colors are really nice. The story is really cool for the first 2 issues. Loved it. Loved the new run on Detective.
Cool, sweet. I'll have to check it out. I'll probably read it digitally though.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah,
you're right about that, Boosh. People want something different, and then they complain when it's different.
That's true.
That's not what I meant. Not that kind of different.
All right. This is an interesting, controversial storyline. I don't know why. I was talking to someone about it the other day. They're talking about with this gold adamantium is taking over everything, and they were frustrated with it, right? And well, yeah, Gary was talking about them doing something to his hand.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Is there another meaning for that I don't know about?
Yeah, Gary acted all innocent.
What?
And it was interesting. I actually remember back. I don't know if did you guys read any of the Extreme X-Men stuff?
Yes.
There was a run that wasn't the Chris Claremont run. That was the one where Dazzler is the leader on that team. and she kind of comes back goes through this whole thing with the heads of Xavier and all this stuff. Anyway, the character who plays the Wolverine character in the storyline had these gold claws that you see in the book, and I think this is related, and that's just something I was picking up on my thoughts, just thinking about it. I'm thinking that this is kind of the same stuff, the adamantia. Anyway,
yeah.
So that
Right.
Dazzler gave Xavier a head. So, is
Yes.
that what we're saying?
We're saying that Dazzler gave Xavier. No, she took his head.
She took-
Oh, she took, okay. Slightly semantics. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and then so I'm reading all of the X titles, and then I'm deciding which ones I don't like. Like I read Exceptional X-Men #1, and I'm just like, nope, done. Didn't care for it. It was X-Force. A lot of people who I'm talk X stuff with don't really like it, but I kind of find it fascinating. It's a story that feels a little bit like an older X-Men title, where it's kind of single storyline, things like that going on. The last issue last two issues have rolled into a little bit longer story, but every issue was one little snippet story happening, and I enjoyed that. So that was pretty cool. I'm kind of looking forward to this whole raid on Grim Malkin on X-Men from X-Men.
Yep.
Stegman's art on these covers is great. The artist that they pick on the inside who's been doing the work has been pretty good. Last issue was okay.
Stegman does the interiors, doesn't he?
Not every issue.
Oh, he doesn't?
No, I don't think he. I think it's a little too much of a. I think he's got too many things going on.
Yeah.
I don't know personally. I'd have to ask. We'd have to find out from personally, but I don't know if that's. It just seems like he's got too much going on. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so of course I'm picking up the Star Wars book that's coming out right now. Basically, because I've been collecting the Star Wars run since the beginning of this. My goal for this year, comic book goal for this year, was to get at least through issue 75 of the original Marvel run. I'm almost there. I'm 5 issues away, and I'll have issue 75.
Nice.
So I'm pretty excited about that. I read the first issue of the storyline, issue 1. It's on issue 7 now, and I was like, are they trying to do the same thing that was in those three? I've read almost every book that came out from since the new canon as well. So that like I said, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So
Which are the Marvel ones do you need? Are they like some of the keys, or just some random ones you just haven't come across yet?
I need one of the issues of I think it's issue 40. You know what? I can look it up. I'll look it up when I get between my turn, when it's someone else's turn.
Okay.
But yeah, I have a few, but it's not very many of the keys. I actually have all the bounty hunter keys, and I have of course 1 through 41 so far.
Okay.
So, and then of course because I love Jonathan Hickman and him creating the new Ultimates universe and the Ultimates man. The story here, this is interesting. It's strange. It's crazy that they're leaping through time and having to deal with this. And the characters, it's so interesting to watch how I always like the what if, this thing happened in the past, what would cause this to happen? I actually had a comic book story in my brain for a long time that I wanted to do. I'm going to lose power here. Hang on for a second.
Uh-oh.
My phone is just told me you didn't plug me in. Now it's happy. Anyway, so I wrote a story, had a story kind of written where during the Kennedy assassination, instead of Kennedy getting shot, his wife was shot, and so he changed the government's apparatus and went deep into security, deep into business and compute and all this stuff, and changed the world so that, like, if you think about computers being what they are today, imagine what they are today back in the 1970s.
Yeah.
And then build a world around that whole idea of then space travel and things like that. And that's the I created a whole universe within that realm that had to dealt with magical versus computers, and it's interesting. It was fun. I still love it. And then this was just okay, so now these are the buys that are just random things that I picked up because I thought, wow, that looks cool. And so I picked up this Wolverine Deadpool Wolverine #1. I'm always a glutton for little interesting, weird variant covers, and that one just popped up as like, hey, that's cool, and it's kind of Christmassy because he's giving a gift.
Yeah.
So, and then all new Venom came out this week.
Oh yeah.
And I picked up the foil.
That's Sal's love language. Foil and
that's a nice foil. That's a nice foil one. I love it.
And
Sal, did you give him permission to get one of your foil Venoms?
Yeah, because he's a special guest tonight. He has permission to get that Venom.
And then I picked up this really cool. I thought this was the cool one, and I'm actually going to run out of room here for Marvel, so I'm going to pull Marvel down. Hang on.
Okay.
And then I'm a sucker for any kind of really cool anything that's mixed between games and anyway. So this Capcom cover just spoke to me, and I had to pick it up.
Yep.
And then, of course, the final issue from Marvel that I picked up in lieu of the holidays, and then it's also Phil Noto and Jerry Dugan. Holidays Tales to Astonish.
Oh,
Marvel.
Nice.
So I picked up the holiday book that came out. I don't know if that came out this week or last week, but I picked it up because why not? And I saw it and I was like, hey, you know what? One of my Whatnot shows is going to follow during the holidays, so I'll definitely have this up. And I've been trying to sell holiday books all the last few shows anyway. So because I have a plethora. And then so I've still got more here. That's all good.
Yeah,
Yep.
keep going. Keep
All
going.
right, so here's the independent books I picked up. I picked up the Top Cow Holiday Special.
Interesting.
It was an interesting cover. It's Silvestri, so it was like
That
really
was
go
a
wrong.
90s cover, throwback
Yeah.
cover.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. I mean, and then on top of it, all the characters too. Like you know, you've got Witchblade, the Darkness, and then isn't that what's the gal? I can't think of her name. I was just looking at a comic of hers just recently too. My father-in-law was like, hey, by the way, my father-in-law, I have to say, Walter, I would shout him out real quick. He got me back into comics hardcore a few years ago. And that was and he's kind of the guy who encouraged me to get into the selling stuff. So hey, K-pop.
Isn't it Aphrodite 9? Something
Yeah,
like that?
yeah, it's Aphrodite 9, exactly. Yeah,
Right,
that's what that is. So yeah. And then I'm a sucker for these local comic book company around here picked up EC's mantle, and then they've been putting out these books. The Cruel Universe. I love this title. I read the first one. I have the other ones. It's interesting horror space. The horror book is great too. I'm happy that they're doing new stuff. And it's not Boom who picked it up. It's
Oni Press.
Oni picked it up. And another kind of talk. So I like comics. Chris, the owner there, has a really strong relationship with Oni to the point that when Oni was getting rid of their warehouses, he bought their warehouses. And so if you need stuff, looking for Oni stuff, he's the guy you want to talk to. He's basically taken all their fulfillment because they got rid of the fulfillment department in their other operation.
Wow. All right.
So I'm also a huge Conan fan, and I was going to do a Conan run this year, but I decided that was too far. That was a bridge too far. But so I'm reading the new Conan stuff, and I love it. And here is the new Blackstone, Battle of the Blackstone, which is an amazing book. The amazing
great cover. Yeah,
I know. I mean, they have yet to have a bad cover for the new Conan stuff. I think the family was right when they decided to pull it from Marvel and go their own route and go to Titan. I think that was a smart move on their part because it gave them a lot more control again, and I think it was good instead of them saying Marvel going, "Hey, we're putting Conan in this title. Hey, we're going to put Conan in this title." They were like, Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Remind me
Um,
after the show. I'll run up. I'm in the basement now. I'll run upstairs. I'll get the Conan sketch cover I just finished and show you.
Oh, nice, sweet, definitely. Yeah, remind me also to talk about the fact that I do sketch covers too.
Oh,
All
nice.
right.
And I'm an artist, and I was just on an art stream with K-pop just a couple days ago. In fact, last week with Bigby, he and I do a lot of art together. So
Nice. That's
so,
awesome.
and I wish I could show you the cover. Actually, I could. I have a pretty good image of it. I can show you the cover I just finished as well for as a Christmas gift. So
Absolutely. I'd love to
here
see that.
is what's the furthest place from here? Matt Rosenberg. I love his writing. I didn't know who he was until I read the Rise of the Phoenix story that he did for Marvel, and I felt like he dealt with the character of Jean Grey in such a way that I felt like it really was it was so tasteful and so capturing of the essence of the character that I fell in love with his writing. And so everything else he's done, I mean, DC versus vampires, all these other things that you see him out there just doing as kind of the background writer. This is one of his own books, and this book is fantastic. So if you need an interesting post-apocalyptic world with aliens and only children alive, this is the book.
Okay.
So, and then I'm a huge Thundercats fan from way back when I was a kid or a teenager, actually, and so I'm picking up all the Thundercats.
Yep.
And Thundercats 1 Apex came out this week. So
Last week, and it was it this past week?
it was this
Yes,
week.
It was this
Apex.
week.
Last week was issue 10.
Yes. So this one had the most variants this week at 29.
Jeez. Yeah, Dynamite's really, that's the one thing I'm not overly, I like, Dynamite, you're killing me here. I can't go and buy 29 different covers for a comic.
I know.
And so this next book is the last book I picked up of new books. So this one I'm going to show you but I picked it up. It's from last week. It's Superman 20. It is by far the coolest cover I think I've seen in a really long time. That's not, like the hot girly cover. It's just fantastic. It's I love this type of cover, and I'm glad I was able to get it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
It's the 1 in 25 for Superman 20, and the cover, the regular cover is okay. I mean, it's not terrible, but man, this cover just pops. I was like, wow, I saw that on the wall of variants that he had, and I was like, oh, I can't not get that. So, I'm like, Chris, you got to take this one off of eBay. I'm getting it, and he's like, okay. So
nice.
Yeah, so that's everything I picked up this week from the shop that's not a back issue. I do have one back issue I picked up, pretty major. So
do you want to show that right now then? Is it's only one, or do you have any more back issues?
No, it's only one. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff so my father-in-law, he buys comics online for me all the time and just sends them to me, and I never know what it's going to show up from week to week. So funny. And I'm a huge Carrie Andrews fan, so he sent me. I got 10 issues by Carrie Andrews this week just in the mail.
Oh,
nice. And they're all from all different eras of when they came out, as well as I got a couple other books too that were pretty cool, but my main kind of secret collecting goal this year is that I've been picking up a lot of Jack Kirby stuff. So if you go to my channel, you watch my videos, go look at the Jack Kirby video channel, the playlist. And I did it. I went through this book called Jack Kirby's Little Black Book, and I read every day one character that Jack Kirby worked on or created. And it's all sketches, and all the sketches were inked by different artists. Okay. And it's pretty cool. I enjoyed doing it. In fact, I'm kind of bummed I don't have it to do anymore. I have to figure something else out to do. So, but they were a blast. It was cool, and I learned so much. I did it because a friend of mine was saying how much he hated Jack Kirby. And I was like, well, I don't hate Jack Kirby, but I'm not really a huge fan. And then I started reading about Jack Kirby, and I was like, Oh, he did that. Oh, that's wow. I had no idea. So this isn't a big book for most people, but it's a pretty big book for me because I've never had one or never owned one of my own.
Right.
I picked up Wolverine #1
Oh yeah.
Nice.
in an 8. It's an 8.5, and I'm for me, if I get something graded that's not a sketch cover by a prominent artist who did it for me, if I get something graded, I'm going to sell it. So this is my PC book. This is the one I'm probably going to read and have my hands on. But that's why I like to have them in at least a very fine condition, because then at least I know I'm not going to ruin it by reading it. So
Right.
and so and so this was my back issue pickup this week. So I had some other
That's a
stuff,
great
but I had to ship it off as a part of the gift that I sent. So
Okay.
so
No, that's a
but
great
that's
book. That's a great. That's it. That's some
Mhm.
great stuff there. Hey, some great stuff, man. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dan, why don't you go ahead and go next?
All right. A lot of the books he got, I also picked up. So I'll start with DC. Also got the new Batman 155. There's only of all these, I haven't read anything. There's one book that I got that I've read so far, because I've been doing a lot of reading for Character of the Week coming up this week. But
Yes.
yeah, this one, like I said, I've dug Zdarsky's run on it. And I didn't get people complaining about it. I've liked it the whole time. Shazam 18.
Yep.
It's just a fun book. It's a fun, not overly serious or overly dark superhero book. JSA 2, as I said before, I know Gary too. Love the JSA, one of my favorites growing up. So happy that they are starring in a monthly book again. I hope that it lasts. That's it.
It's been a while since they've been in a monthly book.
Yeah.
With all the delays of the last one.
Yeah, because that was a 12-issue maxi series, and then it wasn't monthly because, like you said, because of the delays. And then, before that, they just, New 52 was just like, oh, we're just going to ignore and all these great characters and act like they don't exist. I don't get that, but
me neither.
So that's it for DC for me. For indies, I got 2 indie books. I got Nightclub number 2, issue 4. Yeah, hell yeah, Booge.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris. I mean, that's the first superhero team. That's the one that started all for superhero teams.
Damn right.
But
Nice.
yeah, this series has been fun. I really like the first mini series. Digging this one too. I like most of the stuff Millar puts out in this Mark Millar verse. I like. And then the final issue of this miniseries, issue 4 of The Rocketeer, breaks free. So anxious to sit down and read this. I've enjoyed it so far, and see what the next one is. Hopefully, there's another one that'll be coming out soon. On to the Marvel stuff. I also got X-Men 8. I haven't been reading this. I've been reading Uncanny. I picked up the first issue of this, and I thought it was okay. I like Stegman's art, but on this one, I didn't think it was great. I thought he made Cyclops look like a teenager. I don't like the way that he draws. I don't like the way he draws Beast. I don't like some of the costume redesigns, like for Cyclops and Juggernaut. So I only picked up the first issue, and which is why I didn't know that he wasn't doing the interiors of them all. But I picked this up because they're doing the crossover with Uncanny. So it's this one, and then Uncanny's part 2, and then back to this for part 3, and then back to Uncanny for part 4. So I figured I'd pick those up so I'd get the whole story. Avengers Assemble number 4.
Nice.
Been enjoying this. Got Wonder Man on the cover.
That's right.
Nice.
He's been pretty good in it so far. So, he's still a pacifist, but
that pacifist put the people's elbow to somebody's jaw, though.
I was gonna say he's a pacifist, but they're leaning, they're slowly working him back towards the character that that he
Mhm.
should be. I also got Wolverine 4. Been digging this so far. Yeah, the whole thing with the gold medal is kind of cool. And Constrictor, has never been an A-list villain, but I mean, damn, if he hasn't always had a super cool looking costume.
That is true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
great. It's one of those costumes that's simple and yet really awesome. Then the last new book I got this week is also got Ultimates number 7.
Very cool.
So interested to see how they do this, considering that they killed one of the main characters at the end of the last issue. But we also finally got to see Jim Hammond show up, in the last issue after being teased in the free comic book day one. Finally got to see him actually show up and do something. So I was happy about that. So that's it for me. That's all my new stuff.
All right.
Good post.
All right, Gary, why don't you go through your new stuff?
All right, here we go. All right, I don't have a fancy second camera like Travis has. We have to do this the old school way and pick up a book and put a book down. So I'm not going to do that. So let's go. First, I'm going to do give some love to Tomorrow's and back issue number 156, dealing with a lot of the Marvel graphic novels from Marvel, DC, and First Comics that were in the 80s. So this was a Bernie Wrightson Hulk thing, Hard Knocks, I believe it was called. So it was really good. But it's just a great magazine. If you love your comic history, this is the magazine. Tomorrow's. Nobody does it like they do. So let me give a shout out to Tomorrow's.
I love their stuff. They have great magazines. I have a bunch of their comic artist magazines.
Yep,
Back in the
right.
day.
That's a great one. Back issue is great. And then they started a new one called Cryptology, which is really good. So it deals with a lot of the horror books. So it's So I'm glad you're you're giving them some love and buying some of the product too, because it is great comic book history and reference material. I got the Werewolf by Night number 5. My red band edition. Woohoo!
They're all red band though, right? There's not a red.
Yeah, they're all red.
Yeah,
band.
the Werewolf by Nights, they're all red band.
Yeah. Also got the new X-Men.
That was the only book I've read so far of the new stuff.
Yeah, I've read not a damn thing. I have been busy.
It was a good issue.
Yeah, X-Force. Also getting that.
So, what are your thoughts on X-Force? Just real quick, I'd like to hear from a different perspective.
I'm liking it. I'm not loving it, but I'm liking it. I got to be honest with you. When I read so many books, I meld them together.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, but from what I like, but I'm not. It's definitely not one where I'm like, yeah, it stinks. I mean, I'm enjoying it, but I'm not at the love stage yet. So we're still flirting. I'm not sure if we're gonna go steady yet, but we'll. But
right.
I'll still dance with her for a while.
Yeah,
So,
you're in like with it. You're not in love with it.
yeah, I'm in like with it, and here's the other thing. Even if I hate it, it's legacy numbering 296, and I have every damn issue, so I keep getting them. It's just
right.
Yeah. So we make a joke about how much everybody hated, Zeb Wells' Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't care if it's a steaming pile of shit every week. I have every issue of Spider-Man. I am not going to miss an issue of Spider-Man. When it gets to issue 1,000, I'm going to say, yeah, I got 1,000 issues of Spider-Man. Goddamn. So yeah, I'm not going to miss the Zdarsky run. So it could be a scratch and sniff pile of shit issue, and I'm going to get it. So, but that's just
But if it has maps in it,
if it has maps
we gotta have
in it,
that.
it makes the smell go away.
It does.
Yeah, there you go. Avengers Assemble. Again, Wonder Man, and Wendy's back. Happy about that. And he is kind of a little bit of a badass in that.
I like the rotating cast in it too.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's kind of neat. Regular Avengers, gotta get that, because you know what? That's got Legacy 787, and I have the other 786 issues, so gotta get that as long as it goes. So and then also, like Travis, got the Holiday Tales to Astonish. Who doesn't love a giant killer snowman? So I'm on board with that.
Exactly, and it's a cool cover too.
It is a cool cover. And here we go. Independent time. Who doesn't love Dick? There we go. We got some Dick Tracy.
He's all over that face page.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. Look
Is
at
that
him.
a new issue, or did that come out a couple weeks ago?
Maybe for some reason these Mad Cave books come out a week later than you get them, Dan, and I don't know why. But for some reason we get them a week later than you.
There you go.
There you go, Chris. Brown Lantern scratch.
Oh. Travis doesn't know about the Brown Lantern. We got to tell him about the Brown Lantern.
We've got like 10 people help co-create the Brown Lantern. We did it on a show I do on Comic Logic, the Ye Grumpy Old Nerd Show. And they were in the chat, and Mike and I were sitting on the couch, and I think Chris Laxon, and we created a new core, the Green Lantern, the Brown Lantern core. And as you can probably guess, it is not a good thing. We even have an oath. We even have
recite the oath for him.
Yes, tell him the oath.
From the darkest hole with the tightest clench, when confronting evil, they shall know my stench. With gaping holes and no lube in sight, heed my power, Green Lantern's blight.
There you go.
Brown Lantern's blight.
There you go. Brown Lantern's blight.
Brown
Smell the ring.
Smell the ring.
Smell the ring. So, as you can probably tell, Josh, we're all very proud that we have created such. And Dan even put that on a sketch cover for one of our regulars. And so when CGC got that, they were like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah, it's great. It was graded by CGC. It came back a 9.8.
And that doesn't stink at all, does it?
Nope.
Yep, there you go.
That's perfect.
So ass perfect. All right. I also got the Rocketeer Breaks Free. Dan and I are huge Rocketeer fans, so love me some Rocketeer. A book I'm really digging, Kosher Mafia. Come on, Jewish Mafia. Look at that. Somebody's got to get cacked right in the entrance to the synagogue. That can't be good.
He's going to give him a new entrance.
Yeah. An entrance and an exit. That's right. Like Travis, Turd Ferguson. That's right. Oh man, Norm McDonald. Great. I want some Codex. Yes, you did, Sam. Yes, you did, and you liked it.
Got some special Codex Dick delivered to you in the mail.
Yes, she did. All right. Also, Cruel Universe, and the book says the Off-World Guide to Growing a Life Partner. You know what? Us guys are so lucky that women can't do this because they would do this instead of us. So grow their own life partner, meld them, mold them, and and without independent thought, if possible. So there you go. So that's
the comedian and actor Larry Miller. There was an old stand-up bit that he did where he talked about men and women, and he said for women, he's like, women, if you could read our minds, you would never stop slapping us.
Yeah, you got that.
He goes, and it's every guy, even the Pope. He's up there in the Pope, up there, and they're giving mass, and he's like tapping on one of the cardinals. He's like, "Hey, who's that down there? let me baptize you in the tub."
Yes, there have been times I've told my wife, basically on what guys think about that. I said, "You don't want the truth. you don't want to know that." So here's the alternate cover for Coral Universe.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so that's the B cover. So I've been getting both A's and B covers of this and Epitaphs from the Abyss, which is the horror book. So love it. And there's getting ready to be a new EC book. It's a fantasy, sword and sorcery kind of fantasy book that's coming out. So I will support it. I have some original EC books, so to have the EC branding on books has as a historical thing makes me very, very happy. So my DCs now. Let's go to DCs. DC's Batman Smells Robin Laid an Egg. So that's the DC anthology for
I almost picked that up.
You gotta have it. And I tell you what.
Nice.
So that book is a little more expensive than most, $9.99, and they got me for a goddamn second cover because
Dead Man.
Dead Man and cool. Joker and Bermejo.
Oh, that's a good cover.
That is
a good cover. That's a spectacular cover. Look at that. That is That is fantastic, and kind of reminiscent of that great Joker cover from a year ago or so,
Yeah.
where the kid dressed as Robin sitting on his lap crying.
Oh
with
yeah.
with the real creepy Joker, Joker Santa.
Bermejo does such a good Joker.
Such a creepy Joker. Yeah, DC horror with a bat crawling out of Batman's mouth.
Oh yeah, me and Sal were looking at that.
Yeah.
So I look forward to reading that.
Because what was Sal? What was on the other cover for it?
I honestly forgot. I remember seeing that one, and I made the joke about Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah, Booge, that is a killer. That's a killer cover, baby. I also got Silent Night like Travis did. Yeah. So yeah, it was Chris. Absolute Superman number 2. So I look forward to reading it. The fellows at the shop love this book. So
I read that already. That's a book that I've already read.
good.
I have that book. I thought that came out last week though.
No, that was this week.
I mean,
Okay, that was-
Oh, then I forgot one book in my pile.
okay. Well, did you like it?
Oh, I loved it. It was
Nice.
fantastic.
This got high reviews from the fellows at the shop. Haven't read it yet, but looking forward to reading some
heard
Two-Face. Birds of Prey.
Love the colors on that.
Yeah, kind of muted, right? I dig it. Action Comics 1078.
Nice.
All of the House of L. So get me some action. And I guess this coincides nicely with what just got released. Yeah, Etrigan was cool, Boosh. Creature Commandos.
Yep.
Which Chris has told me, a report from the front lines, he's watched the first 2 episodes and loves Creature Commandos.
All right.
So all the episodes up, or is it just the first couple?
Just 2, I think.
Just the first 2. I watched them last night or early this morning because I worked last night, and so
Did you enjoy them?
I loved them. They were great.
Yeah, Chris.
I don't have HBO, so I don't.
Yeah,
I might
Chris.
have to-
Chris said he loved them. I also got the Batman. Was that 155? 155. And damn right, I got JSA.
Of course.
Yep, got JSA 1, and I mean, I can't believe. I mean, it's not unbelievable they got me for a second cover, but they got me for a damn Jeff Lemire cover, and I don't not like his artwork, but it's JSA, so
That's
That's
not bad though.
it's not bad.
That.
It's
kinda
not
like
bad for Lemire, right?
Yeah.
Lemire, I love his writing. I hate his art. but this
I totally agree.
this is about as good as it gets for Lemire. So I'm
Was that a wraparound cover or no?
No, last week's was. This one is not.
I'm
Oh,
gonna have to say that he's hit or miss for me. I like his more indie stuff where he's doing watercolor and it has a different feel to it.
Right, and that suits his art style better.
Right. And I think it's a smarter way for him to go. When he goes and does superhero stuff, it's very hit or miss.
Yeah, so but listen, when I see his name that he's writing a book, I am on board.
Yep.
He's doing the art too. I'm like, oh my God. So thankfully he's not doing the art on this. It's like his Green Hell he did. Oh my God. Mankey's art was so great on that. If Lemire had done the art on it, it would have taken away from that story so much. Poison Ivy. I really
So
like
that I was gonna say that cover. So that the Lemire cover for this one, it goes side by side with last week's one or the first issue, right?
I haven't put them together, but it looks like it would. Yep. So I love his writing. Love his writing, Goose. Shazam. But that cover wasn't bad. That, like I said, that for me, that's about as good as it gets for Lemire. So the new Shazam, and I got a facsimile of book. Usually I get facsimile books of ones that I have already because I like that. I actually got one I don't have. I do not have Flash Comics 10.
Oh.
I have Flash Comics 11 and 12. I mean 10 and 11, but I don't have 10. So here we go. So this is really cool. And, it's also got the first appearance of Hawkman, Johnny Thunder, the Whip, and Cliff Cornwall in here. So this is a great way to have a great representation of the original book. And, these original books were 64 pages and they had all these different stories in them. But here's a great way to get a facsimile. Flash Comics, #1. I recommend it highly. So It's just sweet Finney
Yeah.
for new books. Old books, oh my God, we got a lot.
I know. All right, so I'll go through my my stash for this week pretty quickly. Then I don't have too much for this week anyhow. So I'll start off with indie. This one is from the Image. It's Dread the Halls. Look at the tongue wrapping around that little gingerbread man.
He looks very afraid.
He looks very afraid. Not bad. I read this one. It does a lot of like fear of the people that are in the house and like their own personal fears turned against them type situation. A lot of claustrophobia type scenes in that as well. Not bad. It was supernatural, of course, as you can tell from the cover. Will I pick up the next one? Probably. It was interesting enough for me to pick up the next one. So I like the art. It's pretty wicked. So I'll pick up the next one and decide if I'm gonna get the rest of that. All right. So in DC, I did also pick up Silent Night. The Return.
Yeah, nice.
I also got this Two-Faced one. Now I read this one. It was okay for me. It was not overly, like, wow, I got to get it. But I mean, it was okay. It was okay. I'm on the fence now about seeing about the next one. So I also got the Batman 155. I read this and I did love it. So that's also good. I also got the Wolverine #4 with the gold Animantia type situation. Thought it was pretty interesting. I loved it. It was always a good story. Always a good story. I love Wolverine.
Booze asked, was that Krampus that was on the cover?
No, it's not Krampus. It is not Krampus. Krampus is not mentioned at all in that. But it does look like him, but it's not him.
If anybody has ever watched it, there used to be, and it was a couple years ago, there used to be a really great, funny show on Adult Swim called Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. And they did an episode where Satan was trying to get Krampus to go back out and like the old days and stuff, and it was a really funny one.
Yeah.
In the new Rock Christmas movie, Red One, I think Krampus is in that too.
Yeah. I want to see that too. We're going to see that too. I took my daughter to see Moana 2 today, by the way. It was good. So
was it?
Yeah. So if you got children that love Moana, they'll like this one as well. All right. So I got X-Men #8. I did like that, and I have to agree with Dan. The artwork for Beast is horrible. So Cyclops looked like he was a teenager for sure.
The artwork is so bad, Beast is going back to the Avengers again.
Yeah.
I don't like the way he draws Beast's head with like the protruding teeth and
yeah.
And eyes and
The
stuff.
darkest of the coloring too of them, I didn't like that either.
Yeah.
It looks like a rough drawing or something to me. I don't know.
And like I don't like the big X that's on Juggernaut's helmet.
I didn't mind that though. I
don't like that either.
But there was a line in it that was pretty funny where Cyclops was telling him like I think was it Psylocke or Magic. He's telling someone no killing, and they were like, "You used to be fun," and he goes, "I was never fun." It's like if somebody if somebody ever wrote a line in a comic that was like directly speaking to Jamie, it would be that.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so of course, all new Venom #1.
Nice.
I love that.
What are the odds?
And of course, I got the foily version as well.
Of course you did.
How many copies of each one?
And so, what you don't know is I also not only do I go to LCS that Dan and I go to the same one, I actually have an online service from Heroes Corner Comics, and I did order every variant cover to Venom.
How many were there?
16.
Oh, ouch.
16.
And how many copies of each one did you get?
Just one copy of each one.
But you already bought those, so does that mean you have multiple copies of those?
So I'll have 2 of these because I bought them at the LCS.
Because the joke is that he was doing an unboxing once a while ago, and he showed off these Venom books, and he showed off like 5 of the same cover for one issue of Venom, and then like multiple copies of. He got like all the variants for it, but then he showed off like, oh, this cover. It's like if I showed this off, and then I showed it off, and this, and this, and this, and was doing that, and then throughout it. And I watched the video and counted up that like this one issue of Venom he had like 19 copies of. So he just started joking around that you know, that he just has everywhere in his house. He just has to have a copy of Venom within
Within-
arm's length
within
wherever
reach.
he's at.
Yep.
My family would
every
tell
album.
you the same thing about the most recent run of Transformers when I first got the Transformers #1. I got every variant cover that I could find, and
Yep.
Nice.
I mean, it was pretty funny. Totally.
Well, we've got people on this channel that have to buy every single cover of the same issue. You know, Swamp Thing 9.
Yep.
How many are you up to now?
I think I'm,
Yeah.
at, think I'm at 13.
13.
If you guys have ever met or heard of Dan's X-Men comics, we make fun of him for doing the same thing. He buys every, it's every Claremont in the Claremont Burn run.
Yeah.
He's got every one of those,
Nice.
well as the Mark Jewelers and the Canadian price variant or the UK price variant or
Yeah. I even picked up it was a Spanish version of the Venom cover as well. It was a foily cover. It was a Spanish one, so I picked that one up as well.
My uncle, when he was alive, was friends with this guy who has the world's biggest memorabilia collection.
The world's biggest
memorabilia collection for
lost that part.
for the band The Clash, which is also a personal favorite of mine. And he said that, like, not only obviously does he have all the original pressings of the albums, but whenever somebody would be going on vacation to a different country, he would give them money to buy the pressings of the albums on, for whatever that country had. So we would just have like, oh yeah, the first album, here's the American pressing and the British one and the Canadian one and the Brazilian one and the the one from Greece and the one from Japan.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
awesome.
All
Yeah,
right. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that is definitely a way of certain ways collectors feel about certain things. I mean, I would feel the same way. I used to feel the same way about.
There you go.
Not from me, from Dan's X-Men comics.
Yeah.
We follow each other on Instagram too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we could go ahead and jump to back issues. Travis showed your one back issue, right?
Yeah, my one back issue. I mean,
Okay.
I can show you some other things too. I got other stuff like
Well, do you have
really-
anything? Go ahead.
I have something really close.
Go
Yeah,
do it.
grab a couple things.
Let me put you back big screen so you can have
This came today, and we'll see if it. Oh, it doesn't fit. That's okay.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Because it's the world's biggest memorabilia.
And
the band
might
was
be the world's biggest memorabilia. Get to the OBS. Here we go, and switch to the other camera. Boom,
Camera
and
B.
there we go.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
So this came today. I had no idea. It's my father-in-law. Like I said, he buys things for me on eBay, and boom, he got me this. It's a treasury size version of this, and it's foil.
Oh, that's nice.
Mhm.
It's gorgeous. That came today, and that was the surprise. I had no idea that was coming, and so
Have you ever
I
read
guess-
that?
I have never read it, and that's when I
is
saw it, I
great.
was like, that looks cool. I might flip through it. So definitely check it out. So
Great Neil Adams art. Neil Adams
Yep.
at his peak. Yeah.
Oh man, Neil Adams is one of my favorite artists of all time. I love his stuff. I think he is the one artist that really influenced all the art that we had in the 90s. I mean, if you really look at Jim Lee's stuff, you look at Silvestri's stuff, you look at their work, and then you look back at Neil Adams. Neil Adams was way ahead of his time, and I think that his influence is what really made those guys, I mean, push the envelope to make their style more muscular, but have like that cross hatching, and the Bill Sienkiewicz, however you say his last name, all that stuff, those characters, the way he draws them, that grittiness to the art was I mean, even you can even see it in John Byrne, especially in his Wolverine run. That stuff was very Neil Adams-esque, and I personally, I love Neil Adams. I begrudgingly traded a Neil Adams print that I had, a sketch print of his that was Conan. to Crom on YouTube.
Oh,
As a
yeah.
part of a big trade that he and Big B and I did a few months back, and that, but it was important. It was something I figured that Crom would really like because he liked the little accoutrement type stuff. So
Yeah.
I wanted to give that to him. So yeah, that came today. That's just something I thought I'd share and share that with you guys. And then
Absolutely.
Let me piggyback and tell you, Neil. I am 100% with you. Neil Adams is on my personal Mount Rushmore, and I'm lucky enough to have met him probably 10, 12 times, and to have interactions with him. And I'll say this all the time. I always will say this when I get an opportunity to. So these fellas have heard a million times.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of the modern day Batman, you owe Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams a huge debt of gratitude, because they pulled Batman back into a creature of the night, a fearsome, vigilante that inspired fear in criminals, put him back to his gothic roots coming out of the goofy 60s TV show and the gadgety comics of the 60s. So if you like the Dark Knight, you owe Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams a huge amount of gratitude.
Yeah, 100% yes.
All right, so I'm ready to share one more thing if you guys want to see it.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna share my screen rather than share it on my cameras. So here I'm gonna swap over to sharing screen. Will it let me see which one I want? Entire screen. Can I do that?
You can do tab. Do the tab.
Yeah, I'm doing. Oh, there it is. That's what I want to show. And share. And it's not. Oh, it's got. I think you have to let me in the room.
Yep, I gotta let you in the room. Stay by. There we go.
Okay, this is my most recent sketch cover I just finished.
Oh, nice.
That is great.
I do everything full color when I put them out as a sketch cover. I never do. I don't do just sketches. So I can't. I don't know why. When I started doing the art stuff with Big B last year, for the Big B's comic book shout out, I couldn't do I couldn't do a sketch piece. I needed to push myself because I hadn't been doing art in a long time, and I felt like I needed to if I didn't do something different and push myself, that it wouldn't be something I would care about. And so this was me pushing myself. I started doing color, and doing full color sketches and things like that, and bought Posca pens and bought other stuff, and now I'm using inks almost religiously. This is inks with colored pencil over the top. So
that's great stuff, man.
This is going out. This is on its way right now to a friend for Colossus Collector's Christmas show.
That's beautiful. Love it.
Great. Love it.
A lot of talent there, brother. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And Pam, that's a great story about Neil Adams.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the interactions, and I think somebody said something about Denny O'Neil too.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to have met both of them, but Neil's a good dude. I did a panel once on the Hard Traveling Heroes, and told people, go see Neil Adams, get him to sign. He's got copies, get him to sign the book. And when I saw him later in the day, he thanked us because he sold out of that book. He had people come from the panel to go down there, buy the book, and get him to sign it. So that was pretty cool.
All right. Dan, do you have back issues then?
I got tons of back issues. I don't have any that are new ones that I've gotten. I got some coming in the mail, but they're not here yet. So
all right. So I will go next then. All right, let's start off with these guys right here. These came from mostly all Facebook sales pages, but I picked up Amazing Spider-Man number 199.
Oh, Mysterio cover. There you go.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. I picked up West Coast Avengers number 49.
No, John Byrne.
Yep.
Nice.
It's funny. I was sitting here rebagging and boarding my West Coast Avengers run right before we started that. That was one of the last ones I was rebagging and boarding before we started.
Nice. All right, so this one is a Guardians of the Galaxy number 25. It's a foily-ish type of cover.
Yep.
Like the background is foily-ish, but it's also signed by Jim Valentino.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
With a little
nice
insert there. And I was trying to see it. I don't know, Cheater, if you can see it on the screen, but it's right over Guardians.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yep. So pick that up.
Signed in gold.
Yep. And because I'm a big sci-fi fan as well, Blade Runner.
Those aren't the good back issues, Boosh.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say for that Guardians book because I love that run. I remember specifically buying that issue where it was I bought it and all that because I remember seeing the cover and be like, oh my god, that's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that is. All right, so I picked up Weird War Tales number 118, and what is on that one?
Creature Commandos, baby. Oh, GI
Commandos.
Robot. GI Robot.
And GI
Creature-
Robot. Yep.
And the
Yeah.
Creature Commando.
Yep.
I hear the GI Robot is just wanting to kill Nazis in this Creature Commandos, which is what
Yeah.
he's supposed to be doing.
Right.
Yes.
Right. All right. Here is
Non-stop.
here is Uncle Gary special.
Here we
I
go.
picked up.
Oh,
Swamp
Swamp Thing
Thing number
1.
one.
Nice.
Nice.
Great
Now,
job.
It is really beat up. Like up in here in the corner is really beat to hell, but I mean, still presents
Can-
well.
Can Kent do anything for that one, you think?
I don't think so. That's pretty well creased. It's
Okay.
color breaking creased. I might have him press it, but I don't think I'll have it graded. I think I'll just leave it as raw.
But you know what?
You
It
know?
presents pretty well through
Yeah. I'll bring it to him and see what he thinks. I
And
trust his judgment.
the first appearance of Creature Commandos has jumped. That's Weird War 92 or 93. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's not the first Weird Creature Commandos?
no, it's 92 or 93.
No, I thought it was the first one. Okay, my apologies then.
Well, you didn't say it was the first one. You didn't say that.
Oh.
Was,
I thought it was.
Yeah.
So anyhow. All right, moving on.
That's so cool.
Moving on. So now I have one book I'm gonna give props to, and that is to our guy down below, Dan the Man Kelly. He
oh,
did
look
a
at
Transformer sketch cover for me.
that. Nice.
He did
Wow.
Sideswipe on the front, and then he did Sunstreaker on the back.
Nice.
So this is awesome. This
But
one
there's-
I will get slabbed, and send, but I'll probably have you send it off, Dan, so I get the yellow label.
Yeah, we got to get the yellow label. There's
So
more than meets the eye to those.
more than meets the eye.
And that'll look so good with the back of it revealed too. In
Yeah,
the slab.
yeah,
Yep.
very true, very true.
That'll be
All
like
right.
a pretty gal in a backless dress.
That's
You know,
right.
all revealed.
This, I'm not even gonna say it. Not even gonna say it.
We'll see.
We're just gonna move on. All right.
Then
I
you
don't
get
want
her
this-
home and the dress becomes frontless too.
Yeah, there you go. The dress becomes gone.
What week would not be complete if I didn't have a slab? And I picked
There
up
you go.
122 at a 7.0.
Nice.
Nice.
That's
I
cool.
have this raw, but my raw copy is pretty beat to crap. So I'll take a 7
Nice.
any day of the week.
You have the 121 slab too?
I do not have the 121 slab, but I have that as raw as well. So my next one that I picked up is Marvel Team Up number 1.
There you go. Pretty book.
CBCS at a 4.0.
Nice.
So those are my slab pickups for the week.
Good
All right.
slabs.
Thank you.
Thank you, Boosh.
Good job.
Yep. All right, Gary, you are up for your mega stack from the con.
Oh man. All right, I'm up. Let's
I am
see.
anxious to see this.
You anxious to see what I got today? I got a whole lot. I got a shitload of dollar books, Dan. You would go crazy, the dollar books.
Yeah.
I didn't know this existed. Munden's Bar, which is Grimjack's Bar. It's like an annual, number 1. There's 2 of them. So now I got to track down the second one, but $1. And Grimjack is on the cover if you see him there. And Bob the Watch Lizard. There's Bob the Watch Lizard.
Yep.
So I've got a great Grimjack book where Tim Truman drew me a Bob the Watch Lizard in there and saying what he always says, beer. I needed this. I had 2 Lost in Spaces I needed from this innovation series. So I got one of the ones I needed to complete it. And that was $1. This book jumped in. This was actually $3, but maybe an upgrade to my Action Comics 456, the Jaws cover. Mike Bill do it.
Nice.
So, and it might be an upgrade to the one I have, and I got it for $3. So, sure. I'll
Yeah.
take it. So, fun cover.
Nice.
Back to $1 book. Here we go. Starfire number 3. This was a
All right.
Starfire from the 70s in great shape. I mean, this book is damn near 50 years old. $1.
Yeah,
So
You know, I love the Wonder Woman of that era too. I mean, they
Yeah.
have that they did a really great job of capturing the style of clothing of the era, and they did a great job of adding that to the women of their comics, and I thought that was cool. That's really
just
cool.
like this one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's Starfire 4. Absolutely. I think this went 8 issues. I think I'm missing 1 now. So this is 3 and 4. And I don't know, maybe I'm missing 7. I'm not sure. But so that was $1 find. I'll take that. This one I got for, I bought for $5. Of the original What If, I'm missing like 5 books. And here's one on What If Rick Jones Became the Hulk. So that's
Right.
what,
I like the parody that someone made of that said, "What if Rick James became the Hulk?"
Yeah.
Rick James became the Hulk. Yeah, absolutely. He'd be super, super freaky. That's
Yeah.
for sure. Here we go. What if 17? What if Ghost Rider, Spider Woman, Captain Marvel were villains?
Nice.
I love that one. That's my favorite.
Yeah, and this bag is ass. I can't wait to get it out of this
Oh.
terrible bag. Look at the tape on that. Look at the Yeller. That's old Yeller right there.
That's scary.
So, and
It's funny when you see those backboards where it's white on one side and brown on the other. Like, man, that's an old
right.
back.
That's an old. So this book out of the bag looks pretty nice, but you know what? So I got it for $2. So what can I say? This was another $2 buy. What if the Invisible Girl or the Fantastic Four married the Submariner?
Yeah.
So this is crazy because considering what Reed can do with his body, the Submariner can't do anything for Sue.
That's true.
Reed has got a power that's nothing that Subby can match. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
Oh
So
no, I'm the same way. I collect the working on my volume 1, volume 2 for What If. So if I'd been at that show and saw a bunch of $1 and $2 ones, I would have snatched them up too.
Oh yeah. So I'm just a couple away from finishing. I think I'm 2 away from volume 1 and I'm 2 away from volume 2, which went much longer. Went like 120 or something. So I'm close to
114 issues.
Good man.
Go.
There you go.
They have like 6 new ones coming out where it's all what if Galactus chose someone different for a herald and to be his herald, and each one is a different character. Like one of them is Rogue, one of them is Gambit, one of them is Spider Gwen. I can't remember who the other 3 are.
I bet Galactus has massive memorabilia.
Memorabilia.
Memorabilia. Can eat whole planets.
Oh man.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, Pam. That's what people did. They used the grocery store vegetable bags. That's right. Pam and I are old school. We go back in the day. We remember that stuff.
Hey, at least you bagged them when you were 10. Mine were just in a pile in my room.
Yeah, I was bagging them. Tomahawk. This is a Neil Adams cover. Tomahawk 119.
Cool.
Yep.
That's pretty awesome.
Bait for a buzzard. There you go. So Tomahawk. So there's a run in Tomahawk around the 119 or so where Neil Adams did about 12 covers, and I think I'm halfway through getting all of them, and then it segued to Joe Kubert covers till the end of the series, and here's one of the Kubert covers.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah. So again, this is a really good book. The bag's not the greatest. It'll look good. It'll look good in a Gerber bag when I throw it in a Gerber bag.
I was gonna say, now that I think about it, I never put books in the vegetable bags, but I do remember buying books that came like that. That's how they were at like flea markets and stuff.
But did you put vegetables in the book bags?
Vegetable lover.
Vegetable Lover.
Like
There
Sonny.
you go. It's a whole nother book. Travis, if you haven't seen the cover of Vegetable Lover, I can't recommend that enough. Son of Tom. So Tomahawk. So we're dealing with Son of Tomahawk. Here's another great Kubert cover. Look at that. And like, he's no dog, Cherry, or piece of dirt. You can't have him. He's my property. So, dealing with a issue of slavery in a comic book. Yeah. So that's a great cover.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
powerful.
That's fantastic.
And look at the edges on that book. I mean, for these 25-cent books, a lot of times the edges would get torn up. but that book is in phenomenal shape. $5. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. And then I also got the last issue of Tomahawk. This was a little more. I ended up getting this for half price. It's $10, but it's the final issue of Tomahawk. And as you know, the final issues of things are hard to get sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Right.
this is a beautiful,
That is
beautiful Tomahawk 140. Again, a Kubert cover. Again, the edges are phenomenal on this book.
Yes, they are.
So,
Wow.
you know,
Dollar
So-
book still, right?
no, this was I paid 10 for this one.
Oh, you paid 10. Okay.
I did pay 10 for that. But those other Tomahawks I paid $250, you know. So
Eh.
that was pretty amazing. So there we go. So we're going through those. Here we go. I got this from Damien. This is House of Mystery. This is the cool. And actually, I bought him some of the Cruel Universe books and some other things that it added up with my discount to like $14. So we just traded straight up for this. House of Mystery, 127. I bet you one Earthling. So we're playing cards
Eh.
and somebody's betting an Earthling. So, you know, to me, that is fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I bet you one Earthling. Come on, man. That is good. Look at his other chips. Yeah, but he's betting the Earthling. Yep, worth every bit of $10.
Yeah.
So anyway, this, you know, I said, okay, I got to have that. So
Love
so
it.
now, since I have House of Mystery 174 up and I have number 1, which is a big deal, I will probably grudgingly maybe work on this run to get them all. Which, you know, after I completed House of Secrets, I guess I might. But one of the things I have to go through is this stupid Dial H for Hero crap that I hate. This is Robbie Reed, and I hate it. But this book was like $250. This is an excellent go checkbook for $250 in this kind of shape.
Yeah.
So, you know, so I bought it, and I bought this one. I got this one for $5, but the colors on it are good. Everything
Yeah.
else, go checks, $5 freaking bucks. And I love the black on this book. A little bit of dingy at the top of it, but this was for $3.
Oh,
That's
that's
not bad.
Yes.
I like that.
That's
Yeah.
cool though. I mean, look
Yeah.
at those amoebas attacking the human guy. It's pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
So anyway, I hate the whole concept. Yeah, this idiot Robbie Reed. He dials this dial and it gives him these random powers, and it's kind of like what they're doing with Jackpot now and the
Yeah.
with Mary Jane, and it's like, yeah, that's been done before. Robbie Reed, House of Mystery. So anyway, got, you know, they were great. You know, so sometimes when I go to a con, I strike when the price is right on things, even if it's not what's immediately on my radar. If it's the right deal, you know, I'm getting them. Now,
book right
Yeah.
price.
that's right. We got some romance books today.
Oh,
And
there
the
you go.
key on the romance books, or do they make me laugh? So this is Girls Love number 69. This is a John Romita cover, and he also thank you for the amazing House of Mystery, Booge. That is such a great cover. Do they make me laugh? So this is Girls Love Story. Appropriately enough, I'd love to. I know you do, Chris. Listen, I still love you. It's okay. It's okay. You can love Robbie Reed. We're just gonna have to agree to disagree here. Girls Love number 69. How about that?
Ooh.
Ramita. And the cover says, Bonnie, it's been so long. I never stopped loving you for a moment. And she goes, but I'm not Bonnie. So, I mean, that makes me laugh. Makes me laugh.
Oh, every time.
Yeah, true story. I was in our local grocery store probably maybe 15 years ago, and my wife is a good-looking redhead, great head of hair, and I walk in the grocery store and I see her in the aisle, like, what are you doing here? And I went up and I was going to come up from behind her and give her a big hug, and then I got a foot away from her, realized it wasn't her, and it was one of her clients. My wife's a hairdresser, so it was one of her clients. And I was like, oh my God, that would have been awkward. So
Years ago, after you know, me and my buddies used to get together and, like, you know, play football once a week and go eat at Ruby Tuesdays where we lived. And we're sitting at the table eating, and this waitress is there, and she's got her back to us, and she's, getting some stuff at the, taking care of their little hostess stand. And my buddy Dunk goes and smacks her in the ass, and she turns around, and it's not the girl that he thought it was, because he thought it was a good friend of his. And she turns around. He has no idea who she is. He goes, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I thought that you were Heather." And thankfully, she took it in good stride. She was like, "Oh, no, Heather's in the back." And he's like, but the look that you saw on his face when she turned around was just like, oh. It was great.
That's amazing.
One of my best friends, he was with his brother at the Indianapolis 500, and they were next to this group. And one of the guys in this group grabbed this girl's ass that was in the group. She turns around and thinks it's my buddy's brother and smacks the shit out of him. I mean, hauls off, smacks the shit, and he doesn't know what the hell's going on. And he got in her face and called her the C word and started a brawl. And this other clown with her is the one that grabbed her ass. So yeah, not good, not good. God. All right, Girls Love number 177. Craig not only jilted me, but he eloped with my sister.
Oh no. Craig, you bastard.
Craig, lost love. I knew this was my lost love. Beggars can't be choosers, I cried. Make love to me. And will I ever be able to say he's like a bride in a pretty gown in the rain? Oh,
the holidays are going to be awkward at that house. That's for sure.
With my sister. Now I've got now see this one. We have a quiz. We have a quiz for this romance comic. I have an answer for this for what won't be done here, and I hope you all do too. But I have an answer. This is Heartthrobs number 136, and this guy he's in a little dune buggy with his gal. He says, "I love you, but why won't you do what I want?" She says, "I love you too, but I'll never do that." What won't she do? I mean, I think I know, but what won't she do, fellas?
I'm not going to say all there.
Okay, I'm thinking it's anal.
I was going to say in public.
Yeah. Oh, in public? Okay. Yeah, I still think it's anal.
She's not going to Haktua that thing.
Yeah. No, I think she Haktuas. I think she does. I think she will. But I'm sat across from somebody. Chris. Oh man.
You're lucky that's all you did.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah. So this again, my rule for a romance book. If it makes me laugh, you're goddamn right I'm buying it. So there you go. So those are my romance books. Dan, back to dollar time. Dan, be happy with dollar time again. Unknown Soldier, 217.
Nice.
Not a Hitler cover.
Man, those books had some great covers.
Yep, Kubert, man. You know how great Kubert is. So that's 117.
How much money did that guy spend on bandages?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
221, and then $1. It's a large black gentleman.
Was it like an Animal House? You mind if we
Can we dance with your dates? Unknown Soldier 229.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Again, Kubert. Yeah. Guess they're in Egypt. Unknown Soldier 262. Again, all these are but he left and batted his eyes at me. And they had a memorable evening. Yes, they did.
OEO.
GI Combat. So look, this was originally $1 comic, and I got it for $1 again. How about that?
Hey,
there you go.
There you go. That's a GI Combat 259. GI Combat 260.
Nice.
That's cool.
I love that. GI Combat 260. GI Combat 261.
Very cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and again, how about the irony that I paid $1 for a book that was $1? Oh, wait a minute. Prices have gone up here. These are $1.25. I got these cheaper than they were on the newsstand.
Oh, there you go.
They went up.
That's a bargain.
That's a bargain. Let's take Kelly home by herself. Kelly wanted to give you all some alone time. Okay, GI Combat 270. And a book I already own, but it's one of my favorite Sergeant Rock covers, 316.
Oh yeah.
That is so awesome.
That's
Look
a
at that.
great cover.
So that's a grave
Nice.
from World War I grave that has been unearthed there. Look at Rock. Look at, nobody could draw Rock like Joe Kubrick. Come on, man.
Yeah.
That is just phenomenal. So this guy had 8 boxes of dollar books, and a lot of these books were in good shape, right? They're decent shape. I need Sergeant Rock 323 and 320 that have been bedeviling me for a while. He had every book around it, 317, 319, 322, 324, 321. It's like, what the hell? So I went through every damn box and they weren't alphabetized. But when you're pulling out dollar books, I'll go through the extra struggle because the books are $1. And I get it. He didn't want to, have to alphabetize the dollar books. But, just a big tease, though, about because once I get those 2 rocks, my Sergeant Rocks go to 241 up. Drop 80 issues. Amazing breakfast. Did you? What was it? Sausage and
I was gonna say,
was it sausage with gravy, Chris?
The big sausage link he slapped out on that plate for you.
Yeah, there you go. Just because this is that is an amazing Sergeant Rock cover, Chris. This is just a great bowling cover.
Yeah.
I have it already, but I just wanted to have another copy of it. It was $1. So, all right. Here we go. Now we're getting into this next phase.
Gary's got 60,000 books, but if you count the doubles that he has, it's 100,000.
Yeah, it might be. I got a lot of doubles. So just a cool cover. The Western Kid, number 3.
Oh, that's nice.
Cool.
Isn't that great? Get him, you Al Hoots. Tex Dawson's going to marry me or be married on Boot Hill. So that's a gal that knows what she wants. Sausage was an after dinner snack. Oh, man. So Western Kid, number 3. Cool book. Haven't seen it that often. I don't know that I've seen it. All right, Chris, this is for you, buddy. Adventure Comics 310. This is the last Adventure Comics issue over 300 that I needed. So now I'm 290 something up. And this is also whittling down. It's got a Legion Superheroes backup story. What we discussed, long live the Legion, baby. I am within just like 3 or 4 Legion having all the Legion appearances. So so I'm happy to get that. So got that. And here's another Legion appearance I got was Superboy 147. It's a giant size, and you don't always find these in nice shape. So
Yeah.
I got a good deal on it.
Shape.
They had 28 on it. I think I got it for 20. So I really, really, really love that. So got that issue. This is going to be for Rob Kalen. He loves the Flash. And this is actually the first issue of Flash I ever bought on the shelf, this particular issue. So I'm going to give this to Rob. So
Nice.
stop the sniff of still a Comic Logic poop. Jesus Christ, Chris.
That's a great Flash cover.
Yeah, isn't that a great? And that was the first Flash book I ever owned. I got 2 issues of Miss Marvel I needed, and I got this for 10. And this is actually the second cameo of Mystique in this, but she's masquerading as someone else, so she's not even as herself. Because it was 18, which is the first full Mystique. So the only Miss Marvel book I need after these 2 is 16, which is the first cameo of Mystique, and then I'll be done with volume 1 of Miss Marvel. Here's number 20.
Nice.
So and I got that for
Nice.
$10.
Because in that one, she's disguised as the one you just showed is Nick Fury.
That's who it is. That's what it is, Nick Fury. All right, so I got 2 old books on my crackdown that my goal is to have Detective Comics 250 up. This is the highest number Detective Comics I need, and it's 268.
Nice.
So this is a 1959 book. So my complete run of Detective Comics goes back to 1959. So
Nice.
I was telling Sal the other day, I kind of dig when you get those old books and they have those date stamps on them.
Yeah.
Yep, 28th, 1959. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what month? Yeah. R28. I can't. I'm not sure what month that is. It's something OR 28. But anyway, 1959. So there it is, Detective 268. And you know, my complete run of Detective Comics are what, over 1,000 now, and it starts, you know, in the 50s. So that's not bad. So
Well,
my
now
goal.
you just got to get the first 250 issues.
No, we're stopping 250. And the issues before that I have in archives. So I do have every Batman story. That's kind of neat. I also got Batman 110. It's got a little bit of color touch on it. And I got breaks on these books. I didn't pay the cover price. But here's Batman 110.
Ooh,
So,
yeah.
Cool.
so my
Oh, nice.
Batmans will go, and this is also late 50s, will go from 99 up. So, and I'm only about 8 or 10 away from having all that, from having that many. So I think my Batman, I think I'm 126 up, I think, on Batman. But anyway, so these are 2 late 50s books that I got there. And then I got a stack of books, incredible price. These are all half price. And all of them that I'm going to show you are books I already own. I already own these books, and I'm buying them again, but the price is so good. One is a book because Mike and I get this because we give it as gifts and all. This is one of the greatest Batman stories ever. Detective 455.
Nice.
Got a 750. Some Mike Grill art on the cover and on the inside. And the great story on this is Bernie Wrightson was supposed to do the art on this issue, this great Batman vampire story. Wrightson did the thumbnails, but wasn't able to finish the book, do the book. Mike Grill fleshed out the thumbnails and you know, did the full art on it. He said poor Bernie didn't even get any credit for it. So, though Mike Grill did make the vampire look like Christopher Lee on purpose, which was great. So, cool story.
Right.
That Bruce Wayne, Alfred, coming back from a late night society gig, car breaks down. This is before cell phones and all. So they walk to the spooky mansion on the hill, and what's inside it? So great one-issue Batman story, Batman and a Vampire, Detective 455. It's affordable. Go get it. It's a great book. It's a great book. I don't know if any of you fellows have read it, but it is fantastic. So the original
that one ends where Batman takes the bat cough drops and throws them in the coffin, right?
You weren't supposed to say how he stopped coughing. No, yeah, that is you know, his utility belt was out, and it was a shame because there were a lot of sick people at the charity function he was at, and he'd given out all of his cough drops, so he had to resort to something else. But that was his first order of business. So the original run of Swamp Thing went 24 issues. I bought these off the rack, starting with the great Swamp Thing 9, favorite cover. But 23 and 24, I could stand for an upgrade. This may be better than my copy, so I bought it because it was $3.
Wow.
$3 freaking dollars.
Wow.
Amazing.
Look at that. $3.
Jeez.
So this may be better than my copy for $3. It's worth a shot. 24. This cost me $5. Look how good this is.
That's nice.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah.
That Mongo?
So, it looks like Mongol. It predates Mongol, but it's not.
I was going to say that looks just like him.
Yeah, it does. It does. So maybe
Yeah.
Now this Swamp Thing logo was some ass though.
Yeah.
But yeah, 24. And the heartbreaking thing about this issue was right before the DC implosion, and the last panel, it says next issue, Hawkman. And I was so excited to have Swamp Thing Hawkman crossover, and it never came out. It's been reprinted now in the Comic Classic, or in the canceled Comic Cavalcade, where they had made the issues, but they didn't print them. So it has been reprinted. My Avengers 4 King Size Special, I needed an upgrade, and it's I have RBS written there, which means really bad shape. I got this beautiful King Size Special, Avengers 4, gorgeous shape. Again, look at the spine on that thing.
Wow.
So
That's amazing.
So it's $30, 15.
Nice.
$15. And to upgrade a book that I had a bad shape grade on, a really bad shape. That was even worse than bad shape. All right, the rest are Justice Leagues, and one of the coolest Justice League storylines is 100 to 102. Iconic covers all. A great Justice Society, Justice League crossover that they would do once a year. And they made for 100, they made it a 3-issue arc, and they brought back the 7 Soldiers of their Victory. Justice League 100. I got this
All
book
8 of them.
$10.
Nice.
Nice.
Look at the condition on that.
Yeah.
$10 frickin' dollars. I'm not sure if it's better than my copy. I have a beautiful copy, but for $10,
Take
I
a
was
chance on that.
going to take the chance. So, and
Yeah.
that is one of my favorite covers too, by the way. I love
That's
that.
incredible.
This is by Nick Cardy, one of my favorite artists. Nick Cardy could do superhero, horror, romance,
War.
Western,
Yeah.
and during World War II, badass son of a bitch he was driving Sherman tanks. So there you go. Nice. 101. $4. Yeah,
Wow.
Chris. I know.
Right.
I found these. I actually got these for Chris. These 3 books. Chris needed them in nice shape. Thank you, Pam. $4.
Yeah, I'm jealous too.
Look how beautiful that is. And like I say, I have really nice copies because JLA was the first title I ever completed. And I always Cardy, there you go, Boosh. You know, I've been talking Cardy up for a long time on this show. So that is another Cardy goodness. And Chris does have all these crossover now, but these may be better than mine. And then this last one, 102, iconic cover.
That's a great cover.
Yeah.
Iconic cover.
Fantastic.
Nick Cardy again, $7.50. Look at the condition of that book. Look at the black on there, right?
Yeah.
So
Look
it's
at the
gonna be-
interestingness of the characters too around the outside of that, man. They're all talking to each other, and it's just really
well,
very
Superman
cool.
says, "For the Earth to live, one of us must die." So you know, we've got we got some deciding to go to do.
Right.
Here. Yep. So but the condition of these, fan-freaking-tastic. So Justice League 100 pages went from 110 to 116. They were all 100 pages. 110 is the one I needed to upgrade the most. I had a nice copy, but I needed to upgrade it. Look at this in 110. Look at that black. Again, $30? No, $15. So the dealers that I got this from were out of New York, and you know the 100 pagers again. It's so much as the spine.
Right.
Look at that spine. Yeah. Look at that spine. $15. And this was
That had to come out of like one person's collection. Like that was like a one person
he
book.
said it was, and these weren't bagged or boarded. And he had Pam, you were right. He had these books for a long time, and the dude that had them stacked, didn't have them bagged and boarded. But this dealer named Oliver out of New York, he's just bought so many books over the years, and he's getting into these boxes again, and he's had this for years, and he just now got into it to sell it, and he priced things to move, and God darn, I did my best to move it. Now here we go. I know I bought this book 2 weeks ago. I bought it again. Justice League 111. Yep. No, you can get a Silver Age bag in it. It will contain it. Justice League 111. My first book. This is my Genesis book. I have the beat to hell copy that I still have, my original book. So I have my Genesis book. I've got about 5 or 6 copies of this. $7.50, and this might be the best copy of this book I own now. I mean, this is spectacular.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Look at that. Look at the end. So I mean, I was thrilled to get this for $7.50.
Wow.
And got it from an original owner collection. And like I said, this dealer had been sitting on it for probably 10 years. He's had this, and he just hadn't gotten to. He says he's got stuff. He has no idea what's in these boxes anymore because he's bought so many over the years, and he's trying to dig into them and free some of the collection. So I was more than happy to buy these JLAs from him. And again, I'm buying books I already have. And then the last one is JLA 130. and I have my original copy, and it's got a little bit of damage down here at the bottom. This does not, so I know this is better than mine. $4.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool. And yeah, I'll agree. I love that era of the that's like I said, that's my favorite era of the Justice League, the satellite
Same
years. That's the ones
Yeah.
that I grew up reading. Which funny, like when I was growing up, I wasn't reading the current JLA books that
Yep.
were coming out. I was reading all the old ones that I would find at like flea markets and thrift shops and and stuff like that.
So absolutely. So here we go. Yeah, I love that era too. I think the JLA's, to me, the point I think I love the most is, I'd say, from issue 100, this one, to about 150. Just magnificent JLA books. But to get these books in this kind of shape, I'm thrilled, especially these 200 pagers. 110 was the one I need to upgrade the most, but to get a copy of 111, and one of these days I'm going to send a copy of 111 off to get graded. And I don't do that often. I've only done Swamp Thing 9, 2 copies to get graded. But because this is my Genesis book, I may send a copy of it to get graded. My books, all the books that I bought and have bought off the racks and all that, there's no reason for me to grade them. And I'm not selling them. I'm taking them with me when I die. I'm looking for a hearse with a luggage rack. So all these books are going with me. So anyway, but those are my finds.
Awesome.
I can't believe I got so many dollar books, and I can't believe I got these books at half price. And I just, pretty happy with the haul today.
Mm.
even though that stack, these ones that I got from that guy Oliver, I got like 18 books from him, and I only needed 3 of them that I didn't have. So part of the
buying a bunch of dollar books, man. Am I a bad influence on you?
You know what? If the book's in the right shape, I'll pay $1 for it. So I can channel my inner Dan. Maybe I think you're probably a good influence.
It's the opposite though. Like when he goes, he's upgrading books that he has. Like I've got this, but this is a nicer copy of it. Like the Avengers one. And I look at it, and I'm like, you're talking about Beat the Hell copy. I'm like, you know what? I'd be going and buying the Beat the Hell copy.
Yeah. But shoot, you can get a copy, like that for $15. Come on,
No, yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
So
Definitely. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
all right. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
And I'll bet you one Earthling.
I bet you one. I see your Space Gods knot, and I'm gonna race you one Earthling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you got to do, Adam. That's what I love digging for. I love digging to find the dollar, $2 books that are the old ones that I need. Especially now that I've decided that I'm gonna try and do this full run of Volume 1 of Avengers. Like, what do they say? The low grade is better than no grade.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I got an eclectic mix today. I was happy with that. I got books I own. I got romance. I got horror. Got those tomahawks, and the shape of the tomahawks were amazing too. So it was fun. It was a good day. Damien had a good job. 3-hour drive each way is a little difficult. Like I said, got home like 8:30, and like I said, I laid down at 9 something and hit the alarm, and woke up, and here I am talking comics. I'm re-energized. So
Yes.
thanks.
All
Steve.
right. Yeah, very good. All right, so this actually wraps up the After Dark version of tonight, but we are going to stick around because, I know.
Warthog, baby.
Yeah, Warthog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I bought plenty from Damien.
Yeah, so
We'll continue to.
Yeah,
Yep,
definitely.
absolutely. Damien, great guy. Warthog Comics.
Definitely.
Is, my personal dealer.
Yeah, definitely. All right, but we got Uncle Gary's showcase coming up. What was that keyword again?
Mausoleum of Darkness.
Mausoleum of Darkness. That's a good one.
So,
All right, folks, let's go ahead and let's wrap this up right now before we jump to the showcase. Once again, I'm Sal the Slab Guy. You can always find me on YouTube under Sal's Comic Corner and Instagram under Slab Guy 77. Travis, why don't you tell them where they can find you at?
You can find me on YouTube, Comics Limited, 9740, I guess, and then Comics Limited on Instagram, Comics Limited on eBay, and TravVic1138 at Whatnot.
Awesome. I'll throw those links up in the chat here while Dan is telling everybody where they can find him.
Yep. You can find me on Instagram
I
at
can find
Dan
you.
Kelly Art.
I can find you. There you are. Sorry.
Like I said, I'll post something on Monday saying, prints and art and sketch covers, all of it, cheap prices for the Christmas time if you want to get something for a loved one, or hell, if you want to get something for someone you hate, whatever. I'll just, I'll write a personalized message on there, be like, hey, I hate you, F you, whatever. Like, as long as your money comes to me,
Whatever you want, baby. That's
there you
right.
go. Check it out. Check it out. Some original Dan artwork right there. Uncle Gary's got some too.
Yep.
You should have some of yours as well. Tomb of Shadows, Pam says. So maybe.
that's
Mhm.
the first
See.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Uncle Gary, real quick, where can they find you before we jump to your showcase?
Until the showcase, yes. Stay tuned for the showcase, everybody. You too, Chris. Comic Logic, Loudoun County, Virginia's only comic book store in Ashburn, Virginia, which our special guest is very familiar with. So he knows Ashburn, goes to Ashburn Alamo. So there you go. Please come see us in Comic Logic. We would love to see you there. If you tune in on Thursday nights, we do a show from Comic Logic, or You Grumpy Old Nerd Show. So tune in for that. And then also, please look at the site Comic Character of the Day, started by our good buddy Archduke Kevy. And it's a site where usually when I'm not slacking, I post a cover of the day. Dan posts a random panel of the day and posts a question of the day. And Sal's always frequent contributor, making sure we're giving you the content you deserve on that site. Also, Kevy started a site, Safe Space, and it's a site for, people want to talk and have, talk to people that got their backs and want to, encouragement. It's a site for,
People speak freely about their emotions and what they're going through. If they're having trouble and they need to talk to somebody, it is a safe space for anybody to talk about anything.
Yep, that's Archduke Kevy doing the work of the angels there. So go check that out if you need to, or if you need to direct somebody there, they'll be in good hands. So that being said, let's go back to that fella in the Slavatorium that's running this whole shebang. So
all right. Awesome. Thank you very much, Gary. Once again, check us out at the Codex Station at thecodexstation.com, or on the socials, as Gary would like to say, we've got all the socials, don't we?
We have all the socials, and let me tell you something. We'd like nothing better than to give them to you, baby.
That's right. That is right. All right, folks, this concludes the After Dark version, but stick around because now we have Uncle Gary's showcase.
Mausoleum of Darkness.
All right, we're going to put you full screen. All right, folks, stick around for, what is it, like 30 seconds while we do the Uncle Gary intro.
Worth the wait.
There it is.
Anticipation. I love that. Ended with JLA 111. Like always, there's another copy of it. Yeah.
There you go.
So, all right. So what's Mausoleum of Darkness? Y'all, what's that title going to be?
I'm going to guess it's a horror book.
That's a good guess.
Trying to think which ones you haven't showed yet.
And you know what? I'm so tired. I might have shown this before. So if I have, don't let that be your criteria that breaks it. Oh, he's shown that one. He won't do that again. I barely know what I'm even doing right now, but I'm here, baby. I'm fully charged.
I'll let Sal guess first.
I'm going to go with Tomb of Dracula.
That's a very good guess.
I'm gonna say Tomb of Dracula as well. I'm gonna piggyback on him.
That's
all right, Travis, what do you think?
Well, I still think this Mausoleum of Darkness makes me. I'm kind of going with Pam. I think Tomb of Shadows sounds more accurate.
Oh,
all right.
oh, so close. What's another word for tomb? Or mausoleum? What
Mausoleum?
word?
Mausoleum?
What's that word, Dan?
Crypt.
Crypt.
Oh,
Oh,
Shadows. There you go.
Good job.
Nice.
You know what? You all get a definite half credit for that. I maybe full credit. It's late. So Crypt of Shadows, Mausoleum of Darkness. Best I could do. Being tired, figuring out a code word for it. But yeah. So we'll do Crypt of Shadows. Went 21 issues. So here we go. I have every DC Bronze Age horror, but I'm still working on getting all the Marvel Bronze Age horrors. I'm not going to get all the Draculas. I do have all the Werewolf by Nights. I won't get all the Frankensteins, but I will get all the anthologies. So Crypt of Shadows is an anthology, and here's number 1. So
that's
Pretty. Love it.
Gil Kane cover. So here we go. This is where they're Dracula. There you go. Yeah, there you go. This is more of the classic DC style where there's no words on it. There's no thought balloons or word balloons. But Marvel will deviate into thought balloons because that's what they do. I like the DC style where you let the image do it. But here we go. Number 2, Get Back, Honey. Nothing can stop the monster at the door.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go. But
Awesome.
love these horror books.
That looks like a terrified Ted Danson.
Yeah. All right. Here's one of the most ridiculously stupid covers there is, because this guy deserves everything that's going to happen to him because he's a dumbass. All right. Oh no, I've got aces and eights. That's the one they call the dead man's hand. And at the stroke of midnight, Lou Beltram, you'll find out why. Okay. Lou Beltram, what the hell are you doing sitting down playing with a zombie, a skeleton, and a vampire? Idiot, right? Anything that happens to him, Lou Beltram deserves because he's a dumbass. So, but a lot,
Booze, I see what you did there.
That's killer.
That's killer. That's right. So there you go. But sometimes people, the stupid just need to be weeded out. And so there you go. That is the last game you want to sit in on. So.
Yep.
And again, look at all the verbiage, all the language. So that's the Marvel style.
Yeah, if I was in the casino, I wanted to play poker, and I walked up, and they were like, "Oh, the only empty spot we got's at that table." I'm like, "Yeah, I think I'll just go do some penny slots for now."
Yeah, I'll play the slots. Yeah, exactly. Crypt of Shadows 4. You wanted to learn the secrets I keep hidden in the vault, my dear? Well, now you know.
Ooh.
Scantily on acid. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Now you know this. And I love the logo, the skull and the candle.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And the Crypt of Shadows logo is cool. That's cool.
Yeah, they did a good job incorporating the color schemes in these. So a lot of fun. And these books, you want to get them in nice shape. They all have the dead man's hand. They do. You want to get them in nice shape just because these books is all about the cover. So here's number 5. Five's a little beat, but the colors are still great.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah. So this we don't have this one cluttered up with words, but you don't need words. The graveyard ghoul and the grave digger is being pulled back. That's not good. All right.
Right.
Come closer, Charles. This is Crypt of Shadows 6. Come closer, Charles. I want to talk to you, but you're dead. Dead. Yeah.
Oh,
Don't bury me deep. Yeah. So, don't bury me deep. Yeah. Okay. Well,
All right then.
there you go. The Marvel horror, I think, is more campy than the DC horror, right? I think the DC horror is a little more classic. The Marvel horror, these books are just kind of campy. So you turned us into Ghost Bluebeard. Now we're going to do the same to you. No, keep away from me.
Well, like you said, DC doesn't really have a lot of text, have a lot of word balloons on their covers. They just let the art speak for it, where Marvel has all of that.
Right. They'll have the text, down there telling the stories, the tales that'll be within. But yeah, DC just, their house style was not to have a lot of word balloons. And Marvel, word balloon crazy. So kind of funny. But now here's one where they did it right.
That's
No word balloons. How awesome is that, right?
that
is awesome.
How deep?
How
my
deep my grave.
Yeah. What name is?
I love the
Mhm.
castle in the background and the fog.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that great? And again, you want these.
Yeah.
You want to get these in nice shape, and it's just the covers are just fantastic. So this one doesn't have any captions, but there's so just a little bit of words there, but he sees himself upside down in the glass, a little future. Crypt of Shadows 9. Yeah. Here we got a lot of words again. Reach deep, mortal. The key to your escape is in this bag. But I'm reaching, but my hand's vanishing into thin air. Yeah, it was, Pam. That certainly was.
Yeah.
It sure was. So look, his hand is vanishing in the bag, thin air. Well, hopefully, I mean, that's bad. I sure wouldn't want to shouldn't put his Johnson in there. So, yeah. Anyway, so kind of fun. All right. Please, no, don't put me in there. Not in there. No, he doesn't want to go into the grave. So
That's cool. I love that one.
Yeah. A
How
lot
many
of fun.
issues did this series run?
21 issues. I'm at 21 issues. Here we're number 12. What death magic nut bag. There you go, Chris. So this is kind of neat looking from the, behind the skull mask or face or whatever.
Right.
So that's interesting
The
perspective.
hair on their faces, that artist did a good job.
Now here's a great one. There's no words. You don't need words. This is more in the classic. This is by Larry Lieber, who's Stan Lee's brother, and Tom Palmer. Crypt of Shadows 13. This is very much like a Bernie Wrightson book.
Oh yeah.
Very much inspired by Wrightson. So I love the colors on this. Just great.
So are these pricey books or what?
You know what? To get really nice copies, you're probably paying $20.
That's not bad.
No, to get a really nice copy, yeah. So Crypt of Shadows 14, yep. So here we go again a lot. He's dead, but what could have killed him out here in the middle of the desert? We didn't need all that middle of the desert shit. You could say he's dead, and what could have killed him?
Right.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about it's the middle of the desert. I think pretty much the pyramids and the angry Sphinx tell you it's the middle of the damn desert.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's just again house style. Here we go. You've got to unlock this door. Let us out of here. Let us out of here. We're locked in with a fiend. Okay, all right. We got it. We got it. The first whimper. Yeah.
They could have just left it at my coffin is crowded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. But again, this is what I think is hilarious between the two different styles between the Marvel and DC horror. So, but some of them are funny. Like I do love this one. I love the verbiage here. No, on number 16, you can't operate on me, not you. Oh, don't be frightened, Mr. Ames. It'll only hurt for a moment. Okay. Every word of that is just fine. I love that. Yeah, it'll only hurt for a moment. Yeah. But he's just not you like they've met before, which is,
right.
Okay. He and that skeleton have had issues in the past, evidently.
Is this the same guy that was playing cards with them?
Yeah, Lou Beltram. Yeah, Lou Beltram. There you go. All right. You freed me to serve. You freed me to serve you, human, but you shall serve me, or you shall die. Like a bad gin.
Right.
Yeah, bad gin right there.
He rubbed one out.
Not to drink.
Yeah, he rubbed one out. Didn't get it the way he wanted. Okay, geez. This is just such a weird cover. Well, and again, too many words. Well, you're here at last. I was afraid you weren't coming. Oh, don't worry, darling. I'm sure you're going to enjoy your date with both of us.
Oh, it's Lou Beltram again.
Yeah. Look at that. Wow.
Because you're right, like on these, especially that one, but a lot of these covers, like you take the word balloons out, and it's very reminiscent of some of the DC horror books. But you put the word balloons in, it's like, come on.
Yeah, it's a level of camp that is fun, but
The back of the head reminds me of those old if
Mad Balls.
Everybody remembers the Mad Balls,
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly. Maybe that's what inspired them.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one's okay. 19. From this moment forth, your planet shall be mine. So I'm okay with that.
I was gonna say, yeah.
So that's 19. All right, we're almost at the end here. Oh, take it easy, Janet. There's no need to worry. We'll find Bill, no matter what's happened to him.
Nice.
How does a creature that large actually sneak up behind you like that?
Yeah, you got to think there's some breathing going on there.
It looks like a cross between Swamp Thing and a werewolf.
Yeah, and big, huge. And what was somebody saying that they liked the covers, that they were phenomenal? Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Let's see. We get 21. Here we go. Last issue of this run. Premonitions of impending doom lured me to this cliff, and now the death I foresaw will be mine. Why do we need all that?
Just have him driving off a cliff.
That's a little
Yeah, very
yeah, it's late. Why do you need it?
Yeah, why are we having a monologue at this point, right?
Why do you need it screaming? I mean,
Yeah.
Like, damn, dude, don't you have brakes on your car that work?
He's driving off Skull Mountain there. So,
but it's okay. He has his high beams on, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of high beams. So there we go. Yes, I am. So that's the original 21. And just as a bonus, I had from a few years ago, the Marvel Crypt of Shadows. They did one this year too. I just haven't put it in this box yet. So they did the Halloween. So, but there's your 21 issues, Crypt of Shadows. A lot of fun. A lot of, like I said, kind of high camp on some of them. But just it's just so much fun. The difference between the Marvel and the DCs, where the DCs just usually let the image tell you all you need to know.
Yeah.
Marvel's got to add all this verbiage. Were they getting paid by the letter?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny because if you take the word balloons out, the artwork isn't campy at all. The artwork is as good as some of the horror stuff DC was doing. It kind of makes me think it'd be funny if someone took the DC horror books, like those covers, and then added word balloons in, like the way that Marvel would have them, and see what the change would be.
Yeah,
just funny, but they're fun books. They're great. I love the horror covers and Crypt of Shadows. A lot of fun. So, and if you want to complete a set, it's only 21 issues. It's only 21 issues. It's kind of like I talked Sal into completing Weird Mystery Tales, and you did complete it, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's that's DC's, and it's only 24 issues. Great covers in there. So by a nice mix of artists.
And they weren't that expensive. I was paying between $5 and $10 a book, just depending.
Right.
The only one.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the only one I really spent a little bit more on was number 1, but that was worth it because that came from Damien, and that was crisp. That was a perfect copy.
Yeah, it was. And for those books to get them in tip-top shape, now number 1 was a little more, but the other books you're paying $20.
Yeah.
21, which is the Great Wrightson cover, you may pay a little more than 24. But they're great books. They're fun to have. And the fun thing about showing the horror books, people always want to see the horror books. Always want to see the horror books. So they're some of the funnest books to show around.
Yep.
I think they did too, Booge. I think they love drawing the horror covers because I think all of us that love comics, we're in it. One of the reasons we're in it is because it's such a great visual medium.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
Like think how great it would be if they like I was saying, if somebody took the old DC horror covers and just started adding the the word balloons on. Like if they took the House of Mystery one, where the door's opening up and the hands come out and you see the people there, and it's like, oh no, the door is opening. What is that hand coming out? Like it completely changed the tone of the.
All you need is the door opening, beckoning the kids in. That's all you need.
Yep.
I don't think we should go in. I'm scared. Oh no, don't be frightened. It'll be great.
There's nothing there that can hurt us. Yeah. You don't need all that. All you need is the door opening and the hand beckoning you in. That's all you need.
Yeah,
or
very true.
a lot of the great ones will show like kids witnessing some kind of specter or something, and like with a dog, and they'll be covering the dog's mouth, trying to keep the dog quiet and all that. That's all you need. You don't need anything else. Keep Muffy from barking. Don't let him bark, or that spirit might see us. Yeah.
You mean talking out loud wouldn't do the same thing?
No, exactly. Come on. What are you, crazy? No, that's fine.
The big one I think is Uncanny Tales from the Grave. It's it's got a guy holding up a red shoe. He goes, Martha, where did you go? Why can't I find you? Why is the only thing left I see you? Yeah. I can't. Chris, that's your go-to move, and you need to stop that.
Yes.
Oh, you mean where you're driving around the neighborhood in the Bad Touch van with the
windowless
on the side and sunset paint on the side and the shag carpet inside of it?
Oh, listen, I'm retired now, but my retirement gig is I drive a school bus, and I had kids, for School Bus Driver Appreciation Day, they'll make, they'll do drawings or they have little notes. And a kid one of my riders said, this is from a kid in my class who doesn't ride the bus, but he wanted me to give it to my bus driver. And it shows a school bus, and it's got, hey kids, I got candy. It's just so wrong. And if it's innocent, okay, it's funny. But if it was a smartass that did that, it is hilarious. So I'm hoping it's a smartass. Hey kids, I got candy. And beckoning you to the bus. And
that'd be a good horror movie. A crazed bus driver.
Yeah,
that'd be a good horror movie.
Otto going nuts on The Simpsons.
Yeah. All right, folks. I think we can go ahead and wrap this one up tonight. Thank you, Travis, for joining us. You've been a wonderful guest.
Thank you.
Love having you on. Please come back to us again and join our show.
Anytime.
Because we will have you on anytime.
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun having you on here.
Yes, absolutely. And everybody in the chat, thank you so much for joining in too. You guys, as always, rock. You guys are awesome. I'm Sal the Slab Guy. Down below is the Rick Flitter Comics, Uncle Gary. Right over there is Dan the Art Kelly. And of course, right there is our special guest for tonight, Travis from Comics Limited. Go check him out on his socials. I've posted it in the chat many times. Go check it out. Thank you guys. And I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks a bunch. It was awesome being here.
Awesome.
Thanks.